So this guy, I get in the truck and I go to put my seatbelt on. He starts laughing, and the other guy laughs, and he's like, "Yo, we don't wear that shit, dog. We're Peshmerga." Which, for those of you who don't know, Peshmerga means those who face death. So it's actually very ironic. Like, it's like, yeah, we don't need seatbelts. We're dying anyway.
You're listening to the Art and More podcast with your hosts, Nathan and BR. Nathan is a Canadian illustrator with a couple years of military experience, and BR is a British anarchist that moved to the States. Both are passionate shooters and community builders. Together, they run the Seaburn Art page. Enjoy the show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Art and War podcast. BR isn't here because he's out doing... I'm terrible at cold openings and I'm kind of here on my own because he left me. But I'm here with Kurt, my friend who's local. And Kurt, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you're literally a commando. I'm going to upsell you so hard. I'm going to stolen valor you.
Yeah, as long as you're doing it.
Yeah.
Shit. No, I appreciate it. Hey, I'm Kurt. It's here. I did some time in the Marine Corps for a little bit, left that. Decided to hop on a plane and go fight ISIS with the Peshmerga during that war back in the day. And then after that, I went to Ukraine for a bit. I've done a lot with shooting and training in between. I've done some contract work for a couple companies overseas in Basra and northern Iraq. And so thanks for having me.
No worries. Can we talk about your writing career at all?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd call myself a writer. Apparently I am.
You're pretty good at it.
I'm published, so I guess that counts for something.
Yeah. Technically, I'm a writer too.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I wrote, I did a lot of foreign policy and foreign military stuff for SOFREP back in the day. That's been probably coming up on about, well, maybe not 10 years, but it's been a while. So back in what I would call the heyday of that particular organization, when it was very up and coming, kind of pre the vlog era, where guys were actually going on the ground and getting a bit more. I think we really innovated in that aspect of actually getting guys on the ground in conflict zones before you saw the proliferation of helmet cam footage everywhere, right?
Yeah, that is a very weird thing. Like,
well, I mean, you can flip on Reddit or Discord or wherever, any of them, Instagram, you can see literal day-old footage coming out of Ukraine now versus like that kind of wasn't a thing when I was doing that.
Bums me out, honestly. Like, I understand the importance of it and I understand why it exists, but at the same time, like, it really sucks. Like, I wake up, I make coffee, I turn my phone on, I go on Instagram, it's immediately like an 18-year-old getting chopped into bits.
Yeah, it's so like unfiltered and just kind of there. I wouldn't say shoved in your face, but it's just there in your face. Yeah. Now versus like you had to like be in a mindset to like, I heard about this video, let me go find it. Yeah. And you're kind of prepared for it. And now it's just like hey, here's
look at cats.
Here's some dude in a trench getting fragged 20 times before they roll up and shoot him a bunch. And it's like, oh man, like, you know.
I'm trying to tailor my algorithm away from that just to, like dogs and, recipes, but once you have live leak on your Instagram feed, you will always have live leak on your Instagram feed.
The algorithm manipulation is an ongoing struggle, I feel like.
Yeah.
I do a healthy mix of war footage, current affairs, video games, and like raccoon videos.
Man, I love the raccoon videos.
That's my favorite. I swear to God, if I ever find one, it's coming home as a pet. Yeah.
No, there's a couple in the neighborhood, and like if I didn't already have cats and a dog, that would either eat them or be eaten.
I had a neighbor who had their husband was a logger and found a couple. Are they raccoon pups?
I think they're pups.
Yeah. But he found two of them near a tree that they had felled, and so he brought them home and raised them. They were made great family pets, apparently. Yeah, they'd go out and like hang out in like the pool outside.
That's like really sweet. Like how easy they are to domesticate.
Yeah, surprisingly, apparently.
Like it's still, probably.
And they're mischievous. Like they get into everything, but they're like very friendly to you as part of their like family unit. So, yeah.
I read something a little while ago about like wild animals that you take home that haven't really been domesticated yet, like a wild fox or a raccoon or in this case a wolf. It's more like living with a weird roommate who doesn't give a shit.
That's probably a good way to put that.
Yeah, they come and go as they please. They don't really care about what you want them to care about.
You ever seen that guy on YouTube who has the coyote?
Yeah, I think so.
Where he's like always brushing. He's like, "Hey, no yarn at me," and it's always like nipping at him, but it comes around and it's like friendly.
Yeah,
kind of fits that description. Like, just like kind of weird roommate, doesn't give a shit, but it likes you enough. Like,
yeah, you can kind of get away with it.
Yeah.
I saw a video of we're getting really off topic.
Yeah,
I want to talk about it anyways. I saw a video of a lady with a badger. Like I did not realize how big badgers were.
Yeah, they're huge, and that's really kind of terrifying. That thing's like
it's like 35 pounds, and it was just like sniffing and licking her face. Like it was really cute. Don't get me wrong.
Right, it could easily tear your face off, but it was adorable.
It was really fucking cute.
Yeah,
like to the point where I'd like a badger too if I didn't have
combat badger. Just carry it in your dump pouch.
Yeah, just huck it into the enemy trench.
Deploy badger.
But yeah, how did you get into? Because like I don't know if you want to talk about your experience in the Marine Corps.
Sure,
that led to everything else.
Yeah. Well, the long and short of, I mean, I grew up. I'll make it pretty short and dirty. So I grew up, and I had a lot of Marines around me in my life, and I always liked the idea of the Green Berets.
Yeah,
I love the idea of unconventional warfare, going in and embedding and doing indigenous stuff. But I had so many Marine influences around me growing up, of kids, of guys who were Marines were always Marines, for those of you at home.
Yeah.
But for the guys who were prior service Marines, who like, they were just the hardest motherfuckers. And we're talking about that old Qore from like the 80s and stuff. And like all these guys were just so sure of themselves. We'd go to family gatherings, and when one of these guys would start talking about something, everybody would shut up and listen. Like you could tell they got genuine respect for who they were. And it was just like, it just like, I don't know. I was like, man, those guys, they're the best. And then like, I love the idea of, and maybe it's not as true now because I've seen the kit the guys are getting, and with high cut helmets and IARs with suppressors and dual tube nods. Yeah. But I always loved the idea of the Marines do more with less. Yeah. They always had the worst gear, the shittiest budget, and the best training. Yeah. And they were trained to improvise, adapt, and overcome and make do. And I think that mentality, being attracted to that mentality and then that being nurtured in the Corps really helped me later in life in a lot of ways. Yeah. Because we'll get into that of like when we talk about stuff, but it's like not having the ideal setup or gear or equipment you need to get the job done, but make and do with what you got to get it done anyway.
I think that this kind of goes to like conversations we've just had over coffee about people caring way too much about the roll mark. Like people caring way too much about the gear that you get. Oh, absolutely. It's all capabilities.
100%. Like I will take a dude who's got the right mentality first and foremost. Yeah. An aggressive, controlled mentality, and lots of trigger time and training into that craft with a stock Glock 19 than I will some guy who has a Radian Ramjet and a red dot, as I say that as my carry gun.
Yeah, like, ironically sitting right next to you.
Ironically, I mean, and there's a point where that will enhance your capability, but I've always liked, the Marines say this, one mind, any weapon for the Marine Corps Martial Arts program. And I like to think of it like, I'll kill you with a brick just as effectively as I will with this gun right here. Yeah. And if it doesn't matter the tool, it's just like some tools give you enhanced capability. Yeah. And I think where the disconnect is with the 2A space is that guys are like, no, I have to have that to be competitive. No, it's nice to have that, but it's not a necessity.
I do stand by like nice things enhance your capabilities if you already have the capabilities.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I do think like this is a whole autistic rant on its own. Like most rifles, at least, exist within a standard deviation of each other. Like, the roll mark really doesn't matter. But that's a whole rant that people will get poopy over, so I'm not going to get into it.
Sure. I mean, well, yeah, and I'll bring that. I'll actually when I come back around to like some of my experiences, I'll get right into that of using various different rifles.
I was going to say your time with the Peshmerga, what you guys used there, and in Ukraine.
Right. We just, you come across all sorts of stuff and you just make do with what you got. And I know, I'm sure you've got plenty of gear nerds. I'm one. So
me too. You've seen my gear.
I'll go into detail over every gun I've ever used and what attachments I had and whatever. But so I decided school wasn't great. I got a GED. And so I was like, but I want to get out of here. I was kind of in a hurry.
Yeah.
And so I joined the Marines. That typically isn't allowed, but they were doing the surge for Afghanistan at the time. So they were trying to bolster numbers. So they gave me a waiver for the GED. Went down to MEPS and was like, hey, I want to be infantry. I didn't know shit. I didn't have anybody coming with me.
Yeah.
And he's like, and the recruiter's like, oh yeah, you want infantry? You got it. Went to MEPS. And like, oh, we don't have any infantry slots. Didn't get anything in writing because I was a dumbass, 18-year-old or 19-year-old or whatever
Don't
it
know
was.
your head from your,
Right.
Most 18,
so I was like, oh, what do you mean? And so I'm like, well, and I remember asking the guy, I'm like, well, what's going to see combat? And he's like, well, we've got a B4 ground option, which is combat support.
Yeah.
I didn't know what combat support meant at the time.
Yeah.
Obviously. And this wasn't the internet, the big boom of the internet age, right? We didn't have smartphones yet.
Yeah. I imagine you and I are more or less the same age. It's probably around the time that I did the same thing and also fucked it up.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, I didn't know there wasn't the instantaneous information at your fingertips, right?
Yeah.
So you just kind of knew what people told you.
Yeah.
And you had to go and do the legwork to get the info and talk to people and shit and you find those people first and foremost. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll take that. And it's basically like being an open contract for any type of combat support. Yeah. So of course I get through boot camp thinking, they're going to do that. And they said, well, and then of course he's like, well, don't worry. They can change it in boot camp. yeah. like, oh, okay. So I did. And I went and had the scariest, best time of my life. I did actually really well on them. Never fired a gun before. So I first time was boot camp and I actually did really well. I was like second highest in the regiment. I got beat out by some other guy by 3 points. And it's funny because the reason I was trying so hard is our senior drill instructor was like, hey, if someone in this platoon takes marksmanship high for the training battalion or whatever, or the fucking, the structuring of the larger elements elude me to this point. But he's like, I'll buy a McDonald's. So I was like, oh fuck, like time to take this super seriously. Yeah. So I got second, which was pretty good. And so I listened and I just, did what my PMI told me. And,
I think, and I found this teaching and I found this shooting.
I know you're going to go with this, but yeah.
Yeah. If you have no knowledge of shooting before you walk into like half decent instruction, you will pass people who have the wrong, like who grew up shooting
but have those bad habits. 100%. I found that too as an instructor. Yeah. Much later in life, that like I would much rather take somebody who has no idea what they're doing, so I can build them the right way from the ground up, than taking somebody where I've got to like challenge. It's like you're challenging religion at that point. Yeah. They've got their things they believe in potentially. Not everybody, but sometimes people are dogmatic. Often.
Yeah. And I think you especially about guns.
Yes, and you have to challenge that and make them see a better way, and that's hard to do.
I've had some real experience. Like I had a guy, a friend of mine, a little while ago, who was like, why are you shooting that way? Like modern stance, you're just standing upright, you're not hunching into it that much. Right. Like certain little things. He's like, yeah, that's wrong. He's fixing me. I'm like, hey, let's do this on a timer. Like, because I was running that class and he's challenging me quietly, and he sees on a timer.
Let's quantify it.
Yeah, because you don't really know how fast or how accurately you're shooting unless you can find a way to quantify
some form of metric, right? Yeah.
He trained with CSOR. Like he was boarding party. He to his knowledge had the best training that you could possibly get on a handgun, and that all went away as soon as we took a timer out. Like it's a lot of people are very dogmatic about it. To his
especially in those like elite units where they like it. Granted, it is the best training in the world for what those units do. Yeah. That does not mean they are the best shooters in the world.
Very much so.
Shooting is its own thing, and when the elite units in the military, particularly like, for instance, Delta Force, they bring in grandmaster shooters to help them become better shooters. Yep. Are they the best combat shooters in the world and hostage rescue? Yes. But just shooters, period? No. And so there's always, and I don't know, I'm a big proponent of just like, be humble and learn something from everybody. Yeah. I've had people who are worse shooters than me teach me something when I go to a training session. Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, I did boot camp. Found out at the end I was going to be in logistics.
Oh.
Yeah, so
F.
that was very deflating. Yeah. I did I did phenomenal at MCT. I had a great time. I loved it. I love kicking doors. I love doing all this stuff. And I went to my unit, and it was just kind of one of those last ditch burnt. Well, I did my schoolhouse, of course, and then we went and finally, it was very short. It's like a month of school. So I think I was there and I think I was in North Carolina for a grand total of 3 months. Yeah. 1 month waiting to pick up with the class, 1 month doing it, and then like, or part of it somewhere in there, and then like transitioning away from there to go to my unit. Yeah. So I did that. Went to my unit. It was kind of one of those units where, and I was kind of a fucking shitbird. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I was kind of
you were fucking 19,
right? And so, but it was kind of one of those hard dick pogue units where everybody's like took it way too seriously, like more than infantry units. And I know there's gonna be some infantry guys out there be like, "Yep, 100%." Like the pogues get so fucking wound up on like being hard asses because they're compensating, and it's true. And so, yeah, I did that, and eventually I got deployed, went to Helmand, Afghanistan, 2010, during the start for the Battle of Marja in support, in Combat Operations Center support operations. So I worked in the COC. I know, I'm going to get ahead of that joke before anybody else says it. Everybody does the math on the acronym there, like COC. Army calls it a TOC, by the way. We, for whatever reason, we didn't think that one through. So I, trained up on Blue Force Tracker and things like that, and finished that and came back, did my time. At this point, I was so burned out by the military and it's bullshit of the unit I was with, and I'm just disenfranchised. I'd gone through a divorce, like because I was young and dumb and made a bad decision and got married to somebody too fast, too soon.
Sounds like what happens when you're young and dumb.
Right.
Yeah. Did you get a Mustang at like 23% APR?
I got a 350Z. Luckily my bank was good about it, and so it was only like 3%. But yeah.
That's like very good, actually.
Yeah. I had good credit. For somehow
subprime mortgage crisis.
Interest
rates. Yeah.
So I did that, and anyway, and eventually got out, decided I'd try school, and I don't know, school's tough. It was a tough transition. I imagine most vets have a tough transition out of the military. It was hard though. I moved back to a place where I had no friends left because I had been gone long enough, and they had all moved away or done other things, and I just didn't stay connected. Family life wasn't the greatest. They've never been. I mean, I don't have a bad family life, but it was like just neglectful enough to like have that perfect level of trauma. Yeah. Which I'm going to get back to that, because they say that like creates that, like, it's like that perfect finite level of like childhood trauma that creates like the perfect mentality for dudes who do well in like unconventional roles. So I think it's probably helped me in some way, but it was very shitty. Had a hard time, had some dark places, as I think a lot of us do. Yeah. Powered through it, one foot in front of the other. I wasn't particularly enjoying school, and I knew that I had not gotten what I wanted from the Marine Corps, and it was slowly eating me up, because I wanted to go and fight and be a warrior, and do that sort of thing and be a part of that culture. And I didn't get that. I'm very proud. I'll caveat with this saying I did not enjoy the Marine Corps, but I would never give up being a Marine for anything. You could offer me Delta Force tomorrow, and I wouldn't give up. But I have to give up being a Marine, I wouldn't do it. Yeah. I'm so proud of that. And the Marine Corps mentality, the mentality they trained and instilled, has brought me so much success in other facets of life, including future combat endeavors, air quotes. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going a little fast here. So
no, you're totally okay. Okay. I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
So, the ISIS war kicked off. We watched it on the news and everything we got in of like them rolling through Ramadi and with American weapons and stuff. And I had seen Jordan Mattson was the first guy to really be publicized, and he was pretty famous at the time. He was with the YPG in Syria, and he was like, it was like, fuck, there's an American there. Like, I could do that. And so immediately, I had nothing really going for me. I had no wife, kids, like just going to school, like bumming around, smoking weed. Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah. Like part hooking up with girls and, just.
What were you in school for?
I was just working on my general education transfer degree, so I wasn't like I didn't really have a direction.
Yeah.
I had considered anthropology, like cultural, because I liked the idea of like getting interested in learning about other cultures, which ironically leads to kind of goes hand in hand with what I ended up doing.
Like learn new cultures, shoot them.
Right. So, this thing started kicking off and I started seeing it. And so eventually a Facebook page started called the Lions of Rojava, which was like an unofficial recruiting page for the YPG for Westerners who want to come over. So I committed. I moved down to I had my passport in order. Yeah. I had all my personal affairs in order. I got gear. I built myself a gear pack list of things I think I need and stuff I need long term. Yeah. I booked myself a plane ticket and
did they pay for it or did you?
No, I had everything's out of pocket at this point. This is like DIY covert ops at this point. Yeah. It's interesting to me now, and I don't want to get too much into this now, but like nowadays with social media and all these networks, like you look at Ukraine now, they have legit recruiting centers. Yeah. Back in the day, it was just like you had to meet some shady contact, give them a fucking random phone call, and hope it wasn't ISIS who was going to kidnap you at the airport. Yeah. You didn't know where you're flying into. See, it was like a lot of it was by the seat of your pants, like, here we go. Yeah. And the thought does enter your mind, like, fuck, am I going to get beheaded doing this? Yeah. It's scary. It was, but it's like, I tell people, a buddy asked me this later. He's like, how do you get to do what you do or done? And I'm like, I always ask myself two questions. How bad do you want it? And how far are you willing to go? Yeah. And metaphorically and physically on both those questions. And if the juice is worth the squeeze, you'll make it happen. Yeah. So I got my plane ticket. I was smart about this. I had a buddy in the Marines still living down in Oceanside. So I flew down. I took a Greyhound down there to limit the signature of my movements. I took a Greyhound down there, which was the shittiest thing ever.
Dude, I hate Greyhounds.
Dude, it was like right from it was like from north of the country to California. It was like a 24-hour Greyhound ride. It was like riding a porta-john with a bunch of weirdos. Yeah. For that long.
Yeah, I was going to say like that. I don't want to say because I've taken Greyhounds.
I probably met a serial killer or two along the way. Dude. Like it's just some sketcy people, dude.
Multiple people have been beheaded on Greyhounds. Yeah, weird. Like it's weird to happen more than once.
Like there was so many sketchy. we rolled through Skid Row at one point, and like had to transfer buses outside of it. And it was like the whole trip was basically the whole trip was sketchy from Iraq to U.S. to Iraq. Yeah, northern Iraq, which is Kurdistan. Which is, for those of you who don't know, is an autonomous region and has its own government within Iraq.
I did not know that, actually.
Yeah, so the northern part of Iraq is known as Bashur, which is Iraqi Kurdistan, and it has its own government, its own visas and everything, but it is still technically under Iraq, and I'm not sure how they break that up. That's some weird Middle Eastern politics. Then you have Rojava, which is the northeastern Syrian side. Bakur, I think, is the southern Turkish portion, and then Rojalat, I think. I could be wrong on that, on the Iranian portion. So it's like a big circle cut through the 4 points where all those countries meet. Yeah. And they all have their own like ethnic Kurds.
That's actually really interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Big melting pot, right? Yeah. And they're all kind of like with each other because they're Kurdish.
Usually how that works.
But you know what I mean? They're like different Kurds. Yeah. So
you want to see real racism.
Yeah, right.
Like,
right. Yeah. So I flew down. I took the bus down there, and then I flew out of San Diego. Yeah. And the first thing I did was I got a clean shave and did a high and tight. Yeah. Because I had a bunch of Marine Corps gear. I had sappy plates on a carry-on bag. I had all this shit, and nobody batted an eye because I looked like any other Marine flying out of San Diego on orders. Yeah. I still had an inactive ready reserve ID. Yeah. So So anyway, I talked to these guys on the phone. I'm like, hey, I'm going to be there. And in the last minute, I got in touch with a new group. Because I was going to go to Syria, wherever it was going. I got in touch with a group of guys who were with the Peshmerga, and they just had a page, and I put in a thing, and it's like, hey, man, I'm like, dude, I got a plane ticket, I'm on my way. If you guys want to grab me at the airport, I'm flying into Suli.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like a week before getting there. Yeah. And like, I fly out of San Diego, right?
Hey, did they reply?
Yeah, he replied, but then I heard nothing. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm flying out tomorrow. I'm playing messages in the sky. Yeah. And finally, I'm like getting on the plane to. I go from San Diego to, I can't remember where I landed, somewhere in between, And then as I'm about to leave the country, my last known cell service on the next flight out of the country, I finally get a phone call from the guy. He's like, hey, man, yeah, we got your stuff. We'll be there. We got guys coming. We know what day you're coming. Yeah. Like, I mean, I kid you not, like, we're boarded. I've got my seatbelt on, and they're getting ready to, like, do the no cell phone thing. Yeah. And he calls me.
That's lucky.
I was like, oh, my fucking God. Like, thank you. Like, and so he's like, yeah, man, we'll be there. Or somebody will be there to pick you up. I'm like, sick. Yeah. So anyway, I did a layover in Paris, had to re-go through security.
Yeah. How did that go?
Not great, but I talked about we got to improvise, adapt, and overcome, ladies and gentlemen. So my carry-on bag, one of them had my SAPI plates in it. Yeah. And it's going through the scanner, and they hold full stop. They're like, what the fuck? Plates in Paris, right? It's not like people carry those around. Yeah. And they're like, I'm like, and I saw them looking at it, and I just pulled out the Marine Corps Reserve ID. Yeah. Has my rank, and everything. And I put it in the guy's face. I'm like, hey, man, those are mine. I'm on orders. Yeah. And he's like, whoa. And they're like going to call and they're like, I'm like, so I just stood there like an impatient American. Yeah. My arms crossed, like
it's weird how well that works.
It's amazingly well. If you play it right, if you do it wrong, you're just an asshole and they will fuck you. Yeah. But if you play it at the right moment, I did it like that. I've crossed my arms. I just kind of pace. I'm like, are you guys I got to catch my flight. I'm on orders right now. Yeah. Tapping my foot. Yeah. Like not looking.
High risk, high reward.
Right. I was super nervous, but what did I have to lose? Yeah. Like one way or the other, either this works or I'm fucked. Yeah. So, and finally they're on the phone with the French police. Yeah. Probably counter-terror. I don't know. like, hey, this guy, he's got armor plates, and he's like, and the guy spoke some English, and I told him I was like, je suis aux Marines, like, a little bit of French I knew. Yeah. And I was like, I'm orders, and then look at my itinerary. It's going to Iraq. Yeah. And so the guy like on the phone, he's like, yeah, they said just let him go. But he's like, next time, just check bag it. Like, don't bring it on your carry-on. I'm like, okay, thank you. And like, whew, like made it out of there. Yeah. So made it. Then I had to get through Dubai, which was actually way smoother, even though they have signs everywhere about no body armor.
Really?
Like, yeah.
It's weirdly specific.
Well, because contractors fly through all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, I have a friend of mine who
probably stops in Dubai a lot.
He stops in Dubai, and apparently there's like a whole like ecosystem, like an underground economy has gone up to servicing contractors, and it's fucking weird. So
100% I believe it. 100%. That whole world is so shady in its own way. Yeah. Not like the movie Shady where everybody's corrupt and crooked, but it's just this weird like gray area of shit going on.
He got kidnapped by two dudes like in a car, and he had to threaten to kill them, and like come very close to actually killing them to get out of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're driving him to some weird second location, not letting him out of the vehicle.
Yeah, I think did I tell you about a story I have similar to that?
No, tell me.
Oh, I will. We'll get there.
Okay.
There's so much to. Yeah. Anyway, so that was much later. So anyway, yeah, they let me go, and I got into country, and the Suli airport. There was like two dudes there, and like militia outfit, like camo, like
mismatched.
Yeah. But the one dude's like, yo, what's up, bro? He's like, I'm Muhammad, dog. Like, slap, gives me dabs. He's like, yo, you like rap music? He's like, I'm a rapper. Like, I was like, sick, dude. So we get in this parked right outside of like the terminal. We get in this like Toyota Land Cruiser with like a dishkin back, like like the airport comes in and like it's like that scene in 13 Hours where he gets off the plane, he's like walking through the fucked up airport tarmac. That's what the tarmac looked like in Suli at the time. Like it was just like there's a couple planes, there's like weeds growing everywhere. Like it was like a really shitty airport. I'm like, oh boy. So this guy, I get in the truck and I go to put my seatbelt on. He starts laughing, and the other guy laughs, and he's like, yeah, he's like, "Yo, we don't wear that shit, dog. We're Peshmerga." which, for those of you who don't know, Peshmerga means those who face death. So it's actually very ironic. Like, it's like, yeah, we don't need seatbelts. We're dying anyway. But he laughed at me. So I was like, oh yeah, we don't wear. So I didn't wear a seatbelt for like the next 2 years. Actually rode in the back of a lot of trucks after that, going down the highway at Mock Jesus.
Yeah, that is one thing I remember about. about the Middle East is like people just ride in the back of trucks
all the time, dude.
Going like 100 down the highway,
smoking a cigarette, like fuck it.
Yeah, sorry, continue.
No, yeah. So they picked me up and they took me to a little layover spot on a local base, which I ended up at later, called Fermanday in Suli, and spent about a week there. Went into man, I remember was so ecstatic because at this point I'd like arrived to that thing I've always wanted. I'd made it here, and I remember waking up one morning, going outside. And I see the Kurdish flag and I see the mountains in the background. And I'm like, and it kind of hit like, like
holy shit,
I made it. I'm doing it. And it was like, I just remember feeling so good. Like, and just like, and we went to chow that morning and all the officers are in the mess hall. And, my limited, I was like, salam alaikum, and everybody is like, alaikum salam. And like, and everybody was so friendly.
How many white dudes were there? Like,
me and some guy from Czech. Which ended up, he was like a former diver, Czech diver. He was
really?
Which I think is a former special operations for them. But he was like, but we only have like rivers, so we don't do a lot of diving.
There's not a lot of it's kind of a redundant position. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. He was cool though.
Yeah.
That guy actually hit me up later in Ukraine because it's like, hey, you should come over on leave and come over to Czech. I got a surplus store and I'll hook you guys up. And he was that was the last time I talked to him, but
hopefully he's doing well. Hopefully he still has that surplus store.
Yeah. So these guys moved us down to Kirkuk, and then Dakuk, which is outside Kirkuk, which is like the Wild West front lines. So anyway, they moved us out there, and I showed up, and we went to this little like fob basically in the city of Dakuk, and it's like call to prayer. All the thing, like it's a little city outside the gates. Yeah, gunfire's going off every night. It was fucking awesome. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you're like hell yeah. So I got in this little chew, and it's just like you pick a bedroll, man. And like I met one guy because everybody else was out with the general, or whatever. One guy was back. Yeah, and ended up being my friend who now lives close to us.
Oh, shit.
But it was the first time I met him, and we ended up BSing.
Just another American that flew over there.
Yeah, a bunch of other guys, and so like we had like by the end of it, I think we had like 20 of us. Yeah. Which was like, a fifth of all the white dudes, the foreign fighters in country at the time. It wasn't a widely known profession versus now. There seems to be a big influx with the ease of getting to these things. Yeah.
I never really considered it though, especially back then. It's like, hey, you want to go fight a war? You can just do that. They don't want you to know. You can step on a plane.
We used to make fun of guys who were like, the SF guys used to get so mad at us being there without actually saying it overtly to me anyway. But I get the vibe that they didn't like it because it's like, hey, with one simple trick, you too can go do unconventional warfare. Yeah.
You just step in a plane and message a weird dude on Facebook.
Oddly enough, you can just go anywhere and fight in a war.
That's wild.
What do you think about it? It really is.
You're one of the most interesting people I know.
I don't know about that, but...
I think so. It's between you and Aaron Lovelace. Totally different ways.
But so we met up and I remember we didn't have enough guns to go around. Yeah. But they had an RPK in the corner. Yeah. And it was like, that thing doesn't have sights though. Yeah. I had for some reason had thought to bring Meprolite AK tritium sights.
That is weirdly specific. Well, but it makes sense because you probably get an AK.
I figured I was going to get an AK variant of some form, and I wanted to have the night sights because I knew we weren't going to have nods or anything. Yeah. And having been in my one gunfight prior to that, which we can probably talk about at some point. Sure. I remember it was at night, and I remember just watching those tritium sites while being target focused, seeing them bounce, and I'm like, those are going to be huge, especially out in the desert. No real ambient light, no building lights. So anyway, I brought those and I slapped them on. They fit right on that RPK, and boom, I had a gun.
Holy shit!
So I lucked out. And I carried the RPK, and I got a couple mags, but then so I had to talk to this lieutenant. His name was Harith. This motherfucker was so shady.
It takes a certain kind of personality that I feel goes in both directions to just fuck off everything and go to war. Yeah. So I feel there's the good kind, which is you, and then there's the shady kind, which might be what this guy is.
I will say, well, this guy was with the Peshmerga. Yeah. So I think he was Iraqi Arab, but he was with the Kurds. I'm not sure to the exact extent of that. Yeah. But I was like, he's like, basically I was like, Harith, I need like bullets and mags and stuff. So one night he's like, hey, we go, come. And we drive out into this neighborhood in Kirkuk in the middle of the night and stop at some like, like the big gated, like the walled in houses, they have like walls and shit and like gates.
Yeah.
And we go in and then like some guy's got like a fucking table in his yard and he's just got mags and bullets lined up.
Holy shit.
And we're paying him in dinar cash, like backyard black market deal.
The way it should be.
Yeah. And so like I just bought like a ton of ammo and I bought a drum mag and a couple 40 rounder mags, a bunch of 30 rounder mags. And then I was just so I could serve as like basically a support gunner of sorts.
Yeah.
But without having a belt fed, unfortunately. Yeah. We still had PKMs and shit, but they're always mounted.
Yeah.
And not for like individual, movement. So
yeah.
And that ended up being my getup. Sorry, I'm kind of
don't apologize. This is fascinating.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. There's just I could if I went into all the little details, it would take us forever. But it's like, so I'm trying not to go too fast or too slow here.
People are like listening to this in their car or while they take a poop. You're okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if you got anything you want to question on there. In between?
I'm just like, whoa. This whole it's so alien because you think about the military experience and it's so structured.
Oh yeah,
everything is
so unstructured.
Yeah.
So we saw a lot of guys. I'm sorry, I'm kind of interrupting your.
No, you're totally fine. That was my train of thought.
Yeah. So we see a lot of guys who didn't last very long because of that. Because they come in thinking they're going to be doing combat every single second of every single day.
Yeah.
Which that's not war.
That's not anyone. That's not anyone at all.
Right. There's downtime.
Yeah.
And then there were some rules. They didn't just get free reign to do whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it didn't have the structure of being a well-oiled machine. We're talking about a militia, basically, a well-organized one, but a militia nonetheless, with no real formal training in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
And that what there was like old hats who was like teaching groups of Kurds in the bases, like common area, on like how to load an RPG.
Yeah.
Like, like very rudimentary basic, shit. Yeah. So like a lot of guys didn't last because they couldn't handle that. And I don't think they were willing to go with the flow and just relax and just go with it,
Yeah.
Like you realize you don't have the control you wish you had and be okay with that.
Yeah.
Which I think is, and that's a very unconventional warfare mindset of like,
it is. There's not really logistical supply pipelines. There's not like 10 people in the chain of command. You don't have, support by fire. You don't have.
Well, I mean to say like, and I'm not saying what we do is like the equivalent of what we did was equivalent of the Green Berets or anything like that. I'm not trying to make any comparisons in that regard, but like one of the things they do at like, say for the selection course of the Green Berets is the only information you get is on a whiteboard every day. And you're never like, nobody's telling you where to go. You just need to look at this whiteboard and figure it out. And it says, be here this time. And then the unknown of like, hey, we're going to do this event. It doesn't tell you when it's going to end. And like, so that apparently a lot of guys wash out of that and they test for that specifically because the uncertainty. Right. And so I saw it in real time where guys couldn't handle the uncertainty of this unconventional environment.
Yeah. And
they went home. Yeah. They get frustrated or they'd make up bullshit excuses and bitch, be like, oh, we're not doing shit. And I'm just going to go home. And it's like, well, one, you lack patience. And two, I think you might just not be able to handle this environment.
Yeah. You had the wrong expectations.
I'm not saying this makes me better or worse or anything than anybody, but I love that.
Yeah.
I love the uncertainty of it and just the just like on the fly off the cuff.
Yeah.
If you've seen me teach, I do a lot of it that way.
Yes. And I like that.
It's like if something comes to mind that's part of the situation. It's like, oh, let's talk about this. Like, so like that was like, I don't know. I feel like I really found a place where I did well versus I didn't do as well in the structured military with the Marines versus in this environment where I was left to like, not to my own devices, but to quite a bit more autonomy and, just being comfortable in that atmosphere. Felt good. So, and I ended up being there till Mosul fell. So it was like two years,
Holy shit.
Like, yeah. I took a couple months to go home and see some family, but came right back. And then,
was there any income of any kind or were you just kind of?
I can't confirm or deny anything on that regard.
Oh, no, obviously not. Obviously not. No, never.
Right? No.
Yeah, no. Jeez, terrible.
What's that? The thing from the We Are the Millers? You guys are getting paid? And I know there was a lot of guys. Let me put it this way. I know there was a lot of guys out there who weren't paid.
Yeah. And
I would say one of my favorite lines from Heath Ledger's The Joker is, if you're good at something, never do it for free.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oddly base quote from a villain, but
but it's true.
If you're good at something, never do it for free. So, and if we were making any money, I would say it wasn't anything astronomical.
No.
What I will say is what I learned in the contracting side of the house is the more organized and legit the contract is, like PSD details and stuff for oil companies, the more it pays. The more fun and exciting and combat oriented, the less it pays. Yeah. Oddly enough.
That's very strange, but it makes sense.
Right. It seems counterintuitive, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
We were with that unit for a while, and we did some pretty awesome combat operations.
Yeah.
I guess I don't have to get into all the fights. We can talk about cool firefights later, but I guess I'll just go over the general history of the whole experience of Kurdistan, and then I can talk about a cool.
Yeah, I also want to know eventually what happened to Mohammed. Does he have a SoundCloud?
I don't know, man. I haven't seen it in a while. Dude, he did I had a picture of it. He made a fucking hookah out of an orange.
I love this man.
Yeah,
I want him.
I was like, what are you doing, dude? He's like, he's doing his nigula, they call it for them, which is just flavored tobacco.
Yeah.
And he made it out of this orange where it filtered through the orange, so it had like orange flavor to like this mint blueberry he was smoking.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is so badass.
Yeah. Dude, I love this guy.
He put the coals like on top of the orange. I can't remember. I have a picture of it.
Yeah.
He had but the orange because it's wet, so it wouldn't let him like burn through it.
Yeah.
And it was fucking pretty baller. It was like a little like a stand what's that? Like a
Yeti.
It was like a Yeti cup size hookah made with like an orange and like a bottle, some water, and tinfoil.
That goes so weird.
And like had a straw at the top, basically, where he was just like
smoking. Like a Middle Eastern homemade bong.
Yeah, dude, that is one thing the Middle Easterners do. Everybody wants to chalk them up to being idiots. They are uneducated. They're not idiots. Yeah. They don't have a great education system. But those motherfuckers are the most ingenuitive people I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like kind of like in Cuba, how they're making old cars still run by fabricating parts.
Yeah.
Those dudes can fabricate and make anything. I've seen them make turrets for fucking heavy weapons from scrap parts and get them to rotate.
Look at Pakistan, even.
Yeah. Like the gun markets, like Khyber Pass. Yeah.
Yeah, they have everything.
Right. They are very crafty.
Yeah.
I've seen some cool ass shit. Like we fired homemade Zagroses. You ever seen those or remember those?
No.
The 12.7 millimeter sniper rifles. We fired those. We had a set that our unit, like old man, he was like a fucking ancient dude with his traditional clothes, but he was like the armor and like MacGyver armor. Yeah. And he built these Zagroses in his shop, and he built them with these spring powered stocks. So when they fired, it would.
So like a hydraulic buffer.
Yes. And they were a pleasure to shoot. A bolt action 12.7 millimeter. And it was like, boom, soft.
Yeah.
It was like crazy. Like he made it just from scrap parts.
He just figured it out on his own.
Yeah.
Like no formal education.
Right.
Just,
They are fucking very ingenuitive. Yeah, some of them are dumbasses. Obviously, lights everywhere. But like, here. Man, I've seen some of the greatest ingenuity of my life coming out of scrap yards from Kurdistan.
Yeah.
All day. So yeah, we moved on from that unit. Eventually, we got brought on to a unit, a special operations Peshmerga unit, which I would equate them to. So they have the counter-terror group, CTG, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people have heard of them. Delta works with them. They were in charge of the hostage rescue in Hawija, the big famous one where the Medal of Honor was given out.
Yeah.
The unit we went to, which was 3rd Special Brigade, is equivalent of like the Rangers in their form and function, as the Rangers would be to Delta. So they kind of functioned like that to CTG. Both units didn't really like each other, but would unilaterally conduct operations where like our unit would go in and like hit bigger areas as part of more of like an assault/blocking force, while CTG would hit specific targets within that battle space, right? And so we ended up kind of helping set up a training center where we basically ran all these guys through 10-day basic infantry skills courses. We taught them how to zero rifles, how to maintain them, do marksmanship skills, how to fire maneuver, bounding, how to do low crawls, high crawls, stability, reloads, like things like that. Gave them the skills to be just the basic fundamental skills to make them exponentially more combat effective. Yeah. And I will say it was really cool to see, because from when we started there, we went on an operation within like a month with them. And it was a pretty good one. We went and retook, it was on 9/11 actually, which was really cool.
Yeah.
So we, that's how I remember it. And we went in and retook some more villages that we've been like waiting on. Yeah. And these guys were kind of a gaggle fuck. Yeah. Well, then go fast forward a year, and we went on another big operation with them and we had done other smaller stuff, but like the next big unit-wide deployment operation was to go take a place called Bashur just outside of Hawija, which was a huge city. And it was cool because on our way in, you saw guys like doing patrol formations. And like, so we were like, okay, shit, it's working. Like we see them like covering sectors of fire and like they were exponentially more organized. Yeah.
Because I've heard about like, we've had a lot of guests on the show that have worked with the Afghan National Army.
I hear bad things.
Yeah. The stories we get out of that are like, they will not do anything. No knowledge stays. Yeah. But it sounds like these guys are actually pretty squared away.
Yeah. I think it's like, they have some semblance of leadership going on that is a respected hierarchy, which is kind of that old school Iraqi mentality of officers and stuff.
Culturally, the two countries are incredibly different.
Right. While having similarities, actually, I think the word for knife is the same, like language-wise, chaku. Yeah. Chaku. Oddly enough, I just
Farsi and I can't remember.
A lot of the languages have like similar like words. That was someone always stuck out to me. I'm like, that's the same in Pashtun. Yeah. So it was really cool to see the training actually have a positive effect, and like these guys, like
I think if you're part of a militia like that too, you have a vested interest in becoming a good soldier. I mean, maybe that's just my assumption.
I think with this particular unit, because they were basically the president of the PUK party, the two major parties in Kurdistan, the PUK and the KDP, or PDK, sometimes they're known as. Yeah. And the PUK is the Patriotic Union of Kurdistan, and the KDP is the Kurdish Diplomatic Party or Democratic Party. And they hate each other. Yeah. Kind of like Republicans and Democrats. Yeah. But unlike Republicans and Democrats, these two parties have their own Peshmerga units.
Interesting.
Which might have been unified under the Ministry of Peshmerga later, but at the time they were like their own private regiments.
Can you imagine if
right? I love to pose this question. Could you imagine if we had like politically aligned militaries?
That would be not good.
Right, like this unit hates this unit because of their political allegiance. Yeah, but they work together. Yeah, so it was kind of, and they even fought a civil war for it back before all that. So Holy shit. Where they like went to war against each other.
Holy shit!
Yeah, like it's a very interesting dynamic. So this particular unit, 3rd Special Grades, was like the president of the PUK's private unit. Yeah. So these guys, to get into this...
They're actually pretty squared away.
More so than most. Yeah. So to get into this unit, it was like a point of pride and to be better than other units. Yeah. We actually ended up training his personal detail of Peshmerga later. The guys who like guarded his house and his work and his office and stuff. And took them through... we give them advanced training on like how to employ heavy weapons, how to do CQB and like things. Like these guys were very squared away. Yeah. We did a full field FTX with them where we stayed overnight and like patrolled to a location and set up a PB. And I was such a hard dick that night. I'm gonna brag because it was just a test of willpower.
Dude, you're so humble. Get it out there.
This one, I feel like a badass because I patrolled with these guys and we had our like lead instructors and a couple of their officers down in this basin. Yeah. And so my buddy who was there with me, because this is just me and one other guy at this point. We're the only two that stayed at this unit and kept going at it for a long time to work with these guys. Because we're like, we can make a real impact here. Yeah. Training these guys is going to be far more of an impact on the war effort than just going to get in some firefights. Do I like doing that? Yes. But I'd rather like actually make a difference in the conflict. Combat multipliers, right? Yeah. So my buddy takes his patrol on the low end of this bridge I set up on. I flank out all my guys along this ridge as like a gun line, overlooking these dudes, and they never saw us set up. this like head instructor of the thing. He's a old retired British guy.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of these officers from this president's detail and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Joey came up around, I can say his name. He's a super anonymous. He came up around and flanked him and was like on top of him before they knew it. And he's like, oh shit, where's Kurt? And he points up at us and we're all like aimed in on them. And he's like, oh, they're like, whoa. Like they never, like they were just really surprised. So then we maneuvered down on them. And it was like a nice little flex on like the head shed of like, yeah, this is what your guys are capable of. And like, we did this, you know, it was a good, like, demonstrating your value and worth, right?
Yeah.
As like
Green Beret shit.
I suppose it was just cool. So then we set up this PB and I stayed up all fucking night by walking around this PB in circles. Yeah. And then in the morning we ran back to the base, which was like a good, like 5 miles.
Holy shit.
So I took off in front of the whole formation with my interpreter that I had that day, because he came out later that night, because we didn't always have an interpreter, but sometimes we did. Based on their schedules, kind of their rotations with the unit. Yeah. They usually do like for our unit, it was like a 1 week on, 2 weeks off. So you'd have every week you'd have a different group of guys kind of thing. So based on our interpreters kind of worked on the same schedule because they were Peshmerga who happen to speak a little bit of English. Yeah. Not great English, mind you. A little bit. Yeah. Still a lot of pantomiming and my limited knowledge skill or limited language skills involved.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, come on, we're going to run this thing. We're going to outrun all these guys. And we just took off and ran all the way back to the base and then like waited for them to come in and form up. And I was kind of trying to motivate these guys. And I was like, and I remember I'd been working with like the first squad or second squad. I was like, and I said earlier, like second squad commandos, huh? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, huh. And they're like, but you know, like they're like all amped up. I'm like, yeah. And so like, I was like, and I like give a little motive speech. I was like, anybody see me sleep last night? Was I walking all night? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, anybody see me run and beat you fuckers here? And I was like, that's what it takes if you want to be a commando. You got to be tough up here as well. And so like, and I think I hoped that it like kind of clicked. Yeah. Like I'm not just telling you this shit. I'll live by this shit. Yeah. Like I'm willing
That's
to
important.
Lead from by example, right? So like I hoped it made a difference. Maybe it did. I don't know.
I think so.
But anyway, I was like, dude, I was dog and ass tired. Like it was like a good, like, I don't know, 2 days without sleep. Not 2 days, one night, kind of. A day and a half plus a night. But either way, yeah. And I was like, I just felt badass. I was like, I'm going to do. I remember I didn't get the idea because I wanted to give him that speech. I got the idea because I was like, I want to see if I can do this. Yeah. Like,
it really sucked if you just gassed out like halfway around, like 2.5 miles in, you just collapsed.
We kind of walked it like in increments, but we still beat the shit out of the formations because they, you know how formation runs are. Yeah. So we just kind of did that to like little sprint here. Okay. Get some energy back, sprint again, energy back. Yeah. You know, some jogs here and there. And anyway, that was a cool ass exercise. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, we worked with that unit for a long time, till probably about right around the Battle of Mosul happened. We found out our unit was not going to be involved in Mosul because that was primarily PDK territory because it was close to Erbil. Yeah. And Erbil is predominantly PDK or KDP owned, however you want to say them. So remember I said about the politics. Yeah. So our party wasn't invited to the party. Yeah, that makes sense. So we're like, okay, well, that's like the war over for Kurdistan. There's no more offensive operations. We've trained these guys to a high standard. Yeah. Like we should probably start looking for work. Luckily, so when you do this sort of thing, everything you do is made through contacts on the ground. Yeah. And we had met a guy whose uncle ran a security company out of Basra, a local national security company. And we had worked a couple contracts through other people that were uncles of or nephews of the president who had their own security companies in Kurdistan. We'd worked a couple loose contracts as site security managers and stuff like that. Contacts, right. So we jumped on that one and went down to Basra and did that and ran the oil circuit down there. And, a wild, very different atmosphere down there. But at the same time, it was like the job itself was just kind of like riding around with an AK in your lap and taking a guy to work and picking him up and taking him home. Yeah. But like outside of that, like staying in our little company's housing compound. Yeah. Like we always stayed up all night to play video games and like we didn't have like Discord or anything back then. So we were like shouting through this super thin wall. I remember we were playing the Forest.
Oh, I love that game.
Yeah, we were like, so we're playing this horror game and like, watch out, there's a cannibal coming. Like, like get inside the base. Like, and like playing the Forest. But like these warring Shia militias would like have like firefights at nights. You'd like see tracers and he'd like gun battles in the neighborhood nearby.
Yeah.
Every night. It was kind of a weird like Wild West like setup.
Yeah, it's kind of awesome in a weird way.
Yeah.
You mentioned running into other Americans at one point, just like who did not expect to see you. I think this was before you were contracting. Was this while you were
with the Kurds?
Yeah.
Which Americans?
I don't know. I just remember they were really surprised.
Oh yeah. So one time with that unit, we were trained. We just finished building those Zagros rifles. Yeah. So we wanted to go test fire them out, and outside the back of the base, our base was big mountain ranges. Yeah. And like fields and stuff. So we figured we'd go find a nice mountain as a backstop. Yeah. For these 12.7 millimeter 50 cal. Yeah. So we drive out there and. I'm riding with the general's son, who's got like a brand new Ford Raptor, and he's like the rich kid. Because that's
usually how that goes,
right? Yeah. You think warlord's son, kind of like Lord of War.
Yeah,
but
who was Muhammad?
Yeah. No, that was the different unit.
I just want good things for that kid.
Yeah. So like we ride out there and we roll up and we see the CTG guys, the counter-terror guys, doing training. Yeah, all formed up in their kit and stuff, and there's like some white dudes who I can only assume were Delta. Yeah. Because I think that's who predominantly got attached to them. Yeah. And just they looked, I don't know, who can really tell, but they looked older. I will say that. They looked more mature. So typically your SEAL team guys and like MARSOC and guys like that are in their like mid to late 20s. These guys looked like they were like mid 30s to or like maybe even 40s. Like they looked older, much more mature. Yeah. That's my only cue. I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. Yeah. Nobody be like, actually, yeah.
I was there. I was 28.
Nobody fucking light me up in the comments for that one, dude. Come on, I'm trying. So I can only assume is I'm like, so the general's son's like, yeah, can you like get him to like we want to use this spot? Can you like get out and talk to him? I'm like, me? And at this point, I'm wearing like my cry pants and like my drug rug hoodie. You know what I mean? Like, just total fucking. I don't know. I'm just trying to paint a picture here. You know. Yeah. Like, got like long hair and a beard, like it's a look. Yeah. And so I'm like, fuck, all right. I got a G36 at this point too. Yeah.
Full ass commando.
Yeah. So I get up, I jump out of this Ford Raptor, like in the middle of like
these motherfuckers probably thought you were the coolest.
I was like, hey, what's up, guys? And this one older dude, like a big Pat McNamara looking dude, maybe not as old, but like big red beard and kind of like built like him. He's like, oh shit. Like, what? Like, did that? I'm like, hey, what's up, man? And he's like, oh, hey. I'm like, hey, I'm Kurt. Shook his hand. He's like, hey, man, I'm fucking Larry or something. Yeah. I'm like, hey, we're just trying to test some anti-material rifles out here, and are you guys going to be here for a while so we can like use the spot when you're done? And he's like, oh shit. He's like, this is a nice truck. And I'm like, yeah, it's not mine, but okay, thanks, I guess. Yeah. Like
the general.
And he's like looking at the weapons. He's like, oh, this is wild. It's like some World War II shit. I'm like, must be nice to have that mindset. Yeah. We were thinking they were pretty sweet. Yeah. He like low key, like he was like complimenting him, but like low key, like shitting on, like, look at this poverty weapon. Yeah. Like we've got nods and breaching charges.
Yeah. It's like Accuracy International. What fucking.
So like, yeah, right. They got like, like nice kits. Yeah. And I was like, yeah. He's like, what caliber are these? I'm like, they're 12.7 Dushka, dude. Like, he's like, oh yeah, no. I was like, I'm like, yeah, dude, we're not trying to like endanger anybody or like using. He's like, what about this berm behind us? And I'm like, I don't know. You're still kind of in that general direction, dude. Yeah. Like, and I was like, it's like, listen, you guys, what time you guys think you'll be out of here? We'll just come back. And he's like, oh, probably about 5 or so. I'm like, all right, fuck, thanks, man. Like, and like. Heavy scrutiny. That guy was super nice, but the dudes around him were just like kind of like
who the fuck?
Yeah, kind of low key, like mean mugging, but not like overtly, just like scrutiny.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, like I constantly got that. Of like, fun fact, kids, you too can do operator stuff, and you don't got to go to school.
Yeah, you can just get in a plane.
Just head to your local airport. Yeah. So like, anyway, we ended up going to another spot and like, yeah, it was just a very, like we had encounters like that all the time. So we went to another spot and actually the French, SF guys showed up and those guys, man, the French special ops guys are the coolest motherfuckers on the planet. I don't care what you say. You can't talk, like, you can talk shit about the French. That's because you've never, like, been around them, probably. One, the Legion goes hard. French One Legion goes hard. Most of their command units go hard as fucking nails. But, like, these guys were always cool as fuck. Super friendly, polite to us. Like, treated us like we were just any other guy on the job. Yeah. So fucking cool. And I think I have a esoteric by the seat of my pants theory on that. And I think it's because the French have a rich history of mercenaries.
Yes.
Because
that actually makes sense. They've been doing it since time immemorial.
Right. Especially like supporting us in the American Revolution, the French Foreign Legion. Like I think it's much more acceptable of a concept. So like they came over and like one kid was out there, somebody's nephew or something, but he had like a bolt action, like top load, like an Enfield or something. Yeah. And he had like bandoliers of bullets, like cross-bodied, just
like early 1900s.
Yeah. Like
Lawrence of Arabia.
And I saw the French dude in French, like point down there, like, yeah. And I was like, and I said it in English because I didn't know enough French. I'm like, dude, can you imagine? Like, and I'm like, and I pointed at that. I pantomimed like holding it and ducking and loading it under fire. I'm like, and they both are like, yeah. Like, they started laughing. I'm like, fuck. Like I was like, I'm not taking that thing to battle. Like, it was just a cool, like a cross culture, like, just warriors talking about the same thing. Like, dude, you imagine like loading that thing under fire, like without any language. Yeah. So like so we had one guy show up. His I can give his name because I don't think it was a real name. His name was Mike. Yeah. You ever met a Frenchman named Mike?
No.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, I'm
probably like maybe.
He's like, hello. Or he's something. Like, well, I'm Mike. Like I'm like I can't do a French accent. I'm sorry, but like he's like, and I'm like, oh, okay, Mike. Yeah. But he was super cool. He came to show up to teach us how to use the 20 millimeter autocannons, which are truck mounted guns, and it's a big long like 20 millimeter barrel and has like a dual feed system into like a fucking lawnmower engine that feeds the rounds. Holy shit. Alternating. Yeah. And like, it's like, and you put you sit in it and the pedal is the fucking trigger and you control this thing with your hands.
It's like a video game.
It is fucking sweet. So he actually gave a full course and he let me go to it and gave me like a certificate, like
holy shit.
Certified French 20 millimeter autocannon armor and operator.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Like I have pictures on the course of where I took pictures of having field stripped this whole big bitch. Yeah. And like, I think I had the fastest time on the course because obviously everybody else there was just a Kurd who, no offense to them, but they didn't have a lifetime of military experience with weapon systems. Yeah. And they're not a gun nerd. And you know what I mean?
Once you kind of know how stuff goes together.
There was a disparity in experience. So I did very well with it, but like we went out and shot like blown up tanks, T-55s on like a 300-yard range. Yeah. And Mike comes over and he's like, oh, I found a good one for you. And it's like all belted up HE. I'm like, hell yeah. And so it was sick, dude. We're sitting there like, I had my buddy Joey spotting for me. I'm like, on the way. And like, boom, 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 boom. And it's just like smashing these tanks. It was fucking a lot of fun. That gun was super cool. I wish I got to shoot more ammo out of it.
Yeah. Still, that's more than most people I think can say they've done in their entire lives.
Like, it was just a really cool opportunity to actually get to learn a weapon system from a professional. Yeah. And so I got to talk to him a little bit and I was like, so before you were special forces, like, or I think they still call themselves special forces, not special operations, but I think they have their own actual titled special forces. Yeah. I understand the difference, audience. Yeah. I know they're not the same thing as special operations, special forces. I'm saying that's what they were titled. Before anybody bites my head off for that one.
Oh, you'll be fine.
And he was an infantryman, and he to that or a combat arms effect, but his main job was the 20 millimeter autocannon. Yeah. So now as an SF guy, he would go and train dudes to use it as like a secondary, mission, right? Yeah. To teach indigent forces that. So the guy was cool as fuck though. He brought out his FAMAS. He's like, you've never shot the FAMAS? He's like, oh, I'll bring it tomorrow. We'll shoot it.
How is it?
Fucking sweet, dude. That gun is awesome. Yeah. So controllable. We put it on full auto and burst and we were like, it's just like, it's there.
I heard that it was like slightly different. It uses 5.56, which is like slightly neck down or something. Like it can run full pressure NATO ammo, but it doesn't like it.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. It might be the mags. It might be something else.
Well, I know. So I believe. Don't get me wrong. I believe it has a throated chamber, and believe it or not, it's direct impingement.
Really?
It's not piston.
Did not expect that. I thought it'd be just another fucking.
It is kind of like a piston, but it's still classified as direct impingement.
Yeah.
From the research I did, and I could be totally talking on my ass there, but it's been a while, guys, but from memory serves me correctly, that was one interesting fact I learned about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to shoot it. I loved it. So he was super cool. That guy, we drove around in his Hilux all the time, and he was always bumping.
Of course, he had a Hilux.
Yeah, we all did, but yeah, they were everywhere.
Bumping what?
Reggae.
I was gonna say like that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So that was cool. Yeah. So anyway, we moved on from that unit, and yeah. Yes. You got anything you want to add? I feel like I've been talking the whole time.
No, you're totally okay.
I understand that's what like a good host is supposed to do, but
I honestly, for a lot of this, I'm just like locked in on the experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like I still, and I know I've brought this up like 3 times. I want to find Mohammed. I know that they're all named Mohammed.
Yeah.
Like I remember being in a dentist's office in Abu Dhabi once, and I got caught. Someone said
oh
Mohammed,
shit!
and, like,
I'm sorry. I
yeah.
mixed up 2 people.
Yeah.
Mohammed was a guy we nicknamed Mo. He was also into rap music. And he does rap. I could probably find him on YouTube, actually.
God, please.
But MK was the original guy I was talking about. His name was MK, but he was also a rapper. We had 2 English-speaking dudes who were like, yeah. We even met a dude.
I love how they picked up like an ironic urban patois. Like,
dude, 100%. Like Mo was like, yeah, what's up,
brother?
All the time, like talking like, yeah, we out here in these streets, like. I remember looking at Mo. I'm just quoting him, guys. Nobody get mad. I'm not racist. I'm just quoting. I'm quoting him verbatim. But we got into his. We were driving around like Sully, and he's like, yeah, we out here in the streets, dog. Like, man, this is my hood. I'm like, Mo, we're driving around in your dad's car. I think it's a Corolla, and we're in Sully, dude. It's not like it's like NWA or over here. Yeah. Like, calm down. Like, I was always just deflating the shit out of him.
I love like
he was young though. He had like that
like
young,
18
young guy.
years old. Watched
cockiness.
a couple.
Yeah. So I was always like taking the wind out of his sails.
Like pre-21 Savage, but like I just imagine you're bumping 21 Savage driving around this fucking
dude. We were driving out of our base, and Joey had showed up with a B6 Land Cruiser, but I don't even know if it was up armored yet. So it's like a nice Toyota SUV with like leather interior and like fucking $100,000 car. He showed up. He's like, I just got this from the company. We were contracting for one of them. Yeah. He's like, I'm driving it right now, bro. Like, let's go. I'm like, all right. So I hop in it. We're in our base and we're leaving. And our little section of the larger base, which is Fermanday I mentioned earlier, we have our own little compound on that base. So we're leaving our compound. That compound's off a main road that goes into those back mountains. Yeah. Well, we're coming down off this main road to like head towards the entrance of the base, to head out into town or wherever we're going, or back to the company. And we were bumping Snoop Dogg smoke weed every day and like sunglasses with like, shamogs tied around our heads. Yeah. And like, smoking cigarettes, like, and like AKs in the front seat. And at that point, the CTG guys, this is a totally different time place. So it might've been a different rotation of guys because it looked like some guys I hadn't seen before were up on the turrets, but like they're fancy, like Land Cruiser, like up armored Land Cruiser combat vehicles with the CTG guys came around the corner. And there's like white dudes in the turrets, like looking down at us like, what the fuck?
What were we talking about a minute ago? We did find Mohammed's YouTube. Yeah. We found his freestyle rap. It's actually pretty good. BR, I sent you a link in the group chat if you don't mind putting it into the episode description. It's actually like really good. Yeah.
He's a talented kid. I don't know if he stuck with it or what became of him, but yeah.
Yeah, last uploaded 6 years ago.
He was a fun guy. I got a video I'll show you sometime. I got it on a hard drive when you're over at my place of him, myself, and Joey chasing our friend Ryan, who ran out of the hotel room with a grenade.
What?
To go to the bar. And I was like, no, you can't take that. And he's like, I'm already leaving. And so he just showed up and he had this grenade in his pocket the whole time.
I love that.
Yeah.
That there is nothing that helps being drunk more than having like increasingly dangerous weapons.
We did that probably a little too much.
Yeah.
Dude, one time, so we had this.
I'm sorry.
Josh, I've done that too. I think last time I was there, we were at I can't remember. I think we were at somebody's booth and they had like a free like beer dispenser.
Yeah.
So we just stood around it, just drinking all their beer,
Yep.
getting smashed.
That happens. Are you going this year?
I mean, if you are, yeah.
Yeah, actually I am. So fuck, I'll see you there.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll goon around.
Yeah.
Goon does not have the same connotation
No.
that it used to.
It's funny how these things change so quickly.
Yes. I mean, for the listener, they can take it either way. I don't care.
Yeah, but you make up your own mind.
Yes. Keep that one purposely ambiguous.
No, yeah. So we so that's another interesting topic. So like Kurdistan's an interesting place in that they're far more, I guess the word would be liberal versus the more Islamically idealistic countries.
Yeah.
Like
as we were talking about before, I saw photos of like female fighters on the front lines and things like that.
Yeah.
I find interesting.
Mainline Iraq is far different. While Kurdistan is, women do not usually, I don't see very many hijabs. Like a lot of, or maybe not, hijab, is that the full body one? I think hijab is just the headscarf. So you'd see a lot of that with like face and hair exposed though, but wearing like normal modern clothing, like women in jeans. And like they had bars there, and granted it was kind of taboo, but the bars were totally open. You just go in, and one of the
I was about to say I was thinking about bars in like Islamic countries. They're not easy.
Yeah, Iraq is a dry country unless you go to. I've been to some black market places to drink in actual Iraq, where like a dude knew a guy, and we like came in, and like we drank at a speakeasy essentially, it's like it's kind of a pretty cool place in that they're very religiously tolerant. There's a bunch of different ethnic and religious groups, all in the same country, that are technically Kurdish, like the Yazidis and the Assyrians, very Sunni, Shia, you name it. They even have Judaism, like everything. One of the things about the bars is so obviously as young men in our early 20s at war, on our off time, we drank a lot and, decompressed.
Yeah.
Probably more than we should have, but I mean, who hasn't said that before? One of the things, when you go into a bar or like a shopping mall or a grocery store, like, cause they do have some supermarkets there. They have security with like metal detectors and everything. What you do is you check in your weapon at the thing and get a ticket. And so we always carried condition 3, which is full mag, no round of the chamber, because it was a cultural faux pas to have a round chambered. And we spent more time like unloading our guns to get into places than we did you wouldn't want to be put in that situation of like, if you get to the door, like imagine a guy who checks your coat at like a nightclub or something, right? You get a ticket. Nobody wants to hear a gun get racked to expend a round or racked period in that environment where like kids and families, right? It would have been a big like, like you might, get some looks at the very least. So you would eject your magazine and keep the loaded mag and hand them the empty firearm, and they would give you a ticket and they'd lock it up in a little cubby. And then when you leave the bar, hammered as shit, or you leave the grocery store with your groceries, you
give your gun back.
You turn in your ticket and get your gun back. Which it was very Mad Max, but like it was really cool.
It's kind of cool.
It's kind of fucking based. Like I don't use that word that often, but like one of those things, I was like, all right, this country's got it going on. Yeah,
but I was going to say like that is straight up a post-apocalyptic world, like stereotype of the
Firefly. No, it's the movie Serenity.
Yeah, Serenity.
When they go into the bar, they do that same thing. They turn in their guns and they put them in the little safety box and they get a ticket. Yeah, that's immediately what I thought of. Yeah,
I kind of love that.
I love that. I wish we did that here.
Yeah,
that'd be cool as shit.
Yeah, instead of just drinking while you carry your gun. I'm joking.
In Minecraft,
yes, for legal reasons.
when you're drinking and carrying a firearm in Minecraft,
yes, definitely not a PDW at the Vesper Bar in Vegas. Well, shit face making fun of prostitutes.
Yeah, so there's tons of they had like little casinos you go into, and they're all run by the Russian mob.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean it makes sense.
Straight up Ruskies like run the place, and they were all like, "What?" They were also like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
like Americans. And I know the slot machines are rigged because Joey, man, that fucking idiot. Yeah. We came in with $20 worth of dinar. And I'm like, dude, we got to make some money so we can go to the bar next door. Yeah. So we come up, we got like 60, and he's like, let's let it ride. I'm like, no, dude, we cash out, we're good. This will get us for the night.
Yeah.
Of course, he let it ride, and then we left with nothing.
Yeah.
And then, anyway. But, there's a whole underworld. There's brothels left and right.
Really?
Yeah.
Kurdistan.
Some massage parlors, some just bars where you'd go into and they just have girls walking around and they'd come sit with you. And,
It's not what you think of when you think of Iraq.
No, it's a weird place. You know what I mean? Like, it's just very strange.
Yeah. Just like culturally, it's not what you'd expect.
The market there in town was huge. The bazaar, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
They had a exotic animal section under a bridge. I can actually find videos of it on YouTube. I have, because I was showing my wife this. I was like, look, there's the animal market. And they have like squirrels and chipmunks and deer and you can get a monkey. Like, in hindsight, I should have got a fucking cool animal.
Just get a monkey.
I should just.
I don't know. Can you just fly with a monkey back?
So my buddy Swampy, and he, pretty famous guy in the Ukrainian area. He'd been there a long time from the beginning, and he died last year. IED finally got him. He was an EOD guy, and it was and he's a solid dude. But it was kind of like one of those things, like not if but when you're rolling the dice on IEDs.
I was going to say he was doing that stuff for years.
A decade of your life. It's inevitable, right? Eventually, one of them's going to get you. And unfortunately, it did. But he was in Burma before Ukraine. I don't know how many people know this. He was in Burma, and I had known about him way back. I was like, look at this motherfucker's got like an M16A1 in the jungle of Burma, no shirt, and like camo pants, and there's a monkey on him, like holding on to his M16 sling. And I mean, like a no shit A1 Triangle handguard Colt.
That's fucking awesome.
Like full auto, and he's like out there, and he had this monkey. And I was like, what's this? I had asked him, what's the story of that monkey? He's like, that fucking thing. Like, so its mother had been killed or something or died, and so I took in the baby, and it used to sleep with me, and it clings to me, and it would just pinch the shit out of me all night, really hard.
Yeah.
And like, finally I found a shelter that would take it back in, I think Thailand or somewhere across the border. But anyway,
he's got to hold on to it.
But he has there's an awesome picture, and I haven't been able to find it. Yeah. But like, there's a picture of him like in the jungle with a cigarette, I think, with his M16 and no shirt and just this monkey.
Yeah.
And I'm like that like picture that goes just fucking hard, dude.
That goes really hard. That's like, oh man, in the jungle. I wonder, like, I hate to think of this or even anything, but like the masculine urge to just drop everything and go to Myanmar.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I had it for a minute, but I couldn't get a contact to get in after Ukraine. I was looking to go there and do some more like embedded work, but
I was going to say, you got a wife and kids now and all that.
Well, it was kind of like at that point where I was like transitioning. It was like one of those things where I thought I wanted to transition out.
Yeah.
Ukraine was getting a little dangerous.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know.
There's some of the Myanmar guys kind of frequent FOSCAD, like the 3D printing gun community.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They're on there quite a bit.
Yeah, because the FPC 9 or whatever.
Yeah, the Fuck Gun Control 9, FGC.
Yeah, because I've seen a bunch of their militias with them.
Yeah. They're just cranking them out, which makes sense.
Yeah.
They're
Jay Stark would be proud of that one.
Yeah, actually.
Literally arming freedom fighters.
Yeah.
Who are fighting oppression,
fighting
genocide and tyranny with those things. Like, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, they're there and like they respond to people. I think a lot of their gear and weapons and ammunition especially comes from over the border and they just smuggle it in.
Yeah.
But yeah. I do know that there's...
I knew a guy who went in and out a few times and he's like, yeah, a lot of it's just like smuggled in, basically.
Yeah. Which makes sense. Like
you'd have to.
Yeah. Like a lot of the borders of that country are just like forest.
And river crossings and shit.
River crossings. Like it completely notional. There's no way to guard all of it.
Yeah.
But either way, so you were doing contract work after Peshmerga.
So I did that for a while, and just the money was really good, but it wasn't really scratching the itch. So I hit up a buddy who was had contacts within a special operations detachment of the Ukrainian National Guard.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, we want to get back in the fight. Like,
But when did this happen? Like what year?
This would be 2017.
Okay, so like.
Because Mosul was like right around the new year of 2016, I think. Yeah. Or not new year, but like, the December timeframe, if I remember correctly.
And a lot of people don't really realize this. Ukraine's been going on a lot longer than the Russian invasion. What was it, 2021?
Yeah, 2020?
2020, maybe.
Maybe. I can't remember. Yeah, it's like, and it's funny because I told people, oh, I did some time in Ukraine. Nobody knew where the fuck that was on a map prior to the invasion. And now everybody's like, oh, Ukraine. Well, I'm like, yeah, that war's been going.
Yeah,
like,
for
it was
a lot longer.
It was a bit more precision, small scale direct action versus like all out warfare.
Yeah.
With what we call the ATO or anti-terror operation.
Yeah.
And so we would go and like hit positions. They'd hit our positions, smaller scale stuff, kind of nickel and diming each other. Interesting enough, just to backpedal a little bit. So coming back to that, I actually spent Christmas in Basra, which is a heavily Shia community, like predominantly, almost all of it.
Yeah.
Very, very, very Shia or Shiite. When Christmas happened, they had Christmas lights and Christmas decorations everywhere.
Really?
Yes, in this heavily Islam community. Like, we went to one of their malls, which was like a heavily fortified mall with like, like security checkpoints and stuff. Yeah. But like they had like Santa Claus and a Christmas tree in the middle of it, and like all these families in hijabs and full like Muslim guard were going and taking photos with the Santa and the tree. Yeah. It was very weird. I was like, it's like everybody loves Santa, I guess. Like, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw that in like Hong Kong. And,
right.
Like all of those places. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. It's just very strange. Like these people, there's Christmas lights got put up everywhere. I was like, what the fuck?
It's an institution.
Christmas in Iraq.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the sorry, I'm going kind of back.
No, please.
So we had a gym membership about 4 blocks from our little compound, our contract compound, which was like a company office. I say compound. This is like a larger building with kind of like a door and place to store cars and stuff, and office and some bedrooms in back and an ops center. We had a gym membership 4 blocks from there up the street. And so every night after our PSD shifts, we'd walk to the gym. Yeah. And like the way we did that I had like a hoodie. I'd usually wear some type of gym type of hoodie, like a really lightweight hoodie, like you ever seen those, like a sportier one. Yeah. And like, I'd have a gun in a pistol in my waistband, and we just walked there, and we just walked confidently. And like, cause who the fuck in their right mind expects a couple of Americans to be walking down the sidewalk in the middle of downtown Basra by themselves? Yeah. And no one ever looked twice. When I go into a store there occasionally and pick up something at one of the little markets, which funny enough, they had a 7-Eleven. It wasn't a 7-Eleven. Yeah, it just had
like a knockoff.
But it had like a legit 7-Eleven like light up sign and everything. Yeah, but it was just any other shitty market in Iraq. Yeah, so it was like it's funny, they just steal shit kind of like China. Yeah, but for their business friends.
I kind of love that.
Like they have KFC, but it's not KFC. Yeah,
dude, did they have actual KFC? Because I remember the halal KFC being the fucking shit.
Dude, I got some fried chicken down there. Yeah. That was so banging. They had this garlic sauce. Yeah, it was the.
Dude, Middle Eastern fried chicken in general.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Kind of like Korean fried chicken. Yeah, Korean fried chicken fucks hard. Yeah. Yes.
Oh my god, I don't know what it is.
The real KFC.
Yeah, it's like the weirder the place. It's like my favorite fried chicken has been from the Middle East on top, then Korea, and then like Popeyes. I hate to say it, just like the shittiest inner city ghetto neighborhood Popeyes. It slaps so hard. Maybe it's because I think I'm going to die at any given point. But.
It's a little bit of the adrenaline mixed with the Flavor Town.
Yeah, if you think I'm going to die. Same with Waffle House at like 3 a.m.
So yeah, we'd walk to this gym and we'd work out there. And what's cool about the gym was like everybody in there is like, a regular, like people who usually go to the gym. Most of the people we got to talking and meet, like the gym rats, the usuals, they were all like university students and doctors and stuff like that. Yeah. Because they're people who are educated. They care about their physical fitness. Yes. So like it was a pretty safe crowd in there. Yeah. And we all shared a common joy of working out and lifting weights. Yeah. But like, it was really funny, like walking around down there. You just kind of walk around like you own the place. And I'm granted, I could have dumped a motherfucker if I had to. Yeah. But like just the way you carry yourself and like as long as you don't stand out. Yeah. Wear bland clothing, and I mean, be the gray man. No, but like wear stuff that fits in. Yeah. Don't, have goals, and I don't know how to really put it in layman's terms, but it's like if you can melt into that environment and just kind of go about like you belong there. Yeah. It fucking works.
Yeah. People don't really look twice.
They really don't, especially if they don't expect you. Yeah. Like it's a combination of, I belong here, and that like. it was to be the last place they'd ever expect to look for me.
Yeah.
Walking down a fucking sidewalk like I'm a local.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you know.
That's actually really cool. Like you it's not something you really think about.
Yeah, it was kind of a cool like proof of concept. But you know, I had to get the gains.
Yeah.
I had to do something. Like so anyway, yeah, we did that, and then we went to Ukraine. And we got in with there, and basically we were fortunate enough to get like a kind of a good vouching of like, where were you guys before this? You know, who are you? And we got vouched for by our contact.
Yeah.
British guy had been there a long time, since the beginning. And and then they got to see us on operationally, and we're like, okay, these guys know what they're doing. They're squared away. And so we got to do that for quite a bit. And we did quite a bit of, we did some operations down in Marinka, which is unfortunately leveled now. I've seen videos of it. We spent time in Mariupol when it was an actual city, which it was, I will say that blows my mind the most, is seeing how Mariupol is a fucking World War I wasteland now. Yeah. That used to be a thriving first world cities. Like we went to a carnival there on the beachfront, where they had like a Ferris wheel and like carnival games and stuff, and kids and families going to get their, walking around and doing things you do at like our county fair here.
Yeah, it's like
it's such a stark contrast, and it's like, why? Like, these people were living totally normal, acceptable, functional first world lives.
Yeah, and
that's why I'm like, no amount of propaganda could ever sway me. Like, you can throw around the Nazi word all you want, as far as the Russo propaganda. You can throw around chemical labs, you can throw on whatever propaganda you want. Like, I've seen it on the ground. Yeah. That was 100% cusp of a first world nation. Ukraine was, before this war kicked off, of normal people going about their lives, and they have been displaced, genocided, and it's like destroyed.
Yeah, and
it's for what? So
yeah, the whole thing's such a fucking mess.
Yeah, like, I don't know, and you know what kills me is how political that the stance on Ukraine has gotten.
I hate that it's turned into a culture war thing.
Which
is sorry, go on.
Oh, I'm like, what I always say is, like, I can be against sending unlimited foreign aid for foreign wars, and still think Ukraine are the good guys. Yeah, two things can be true at once. Yes. I can expect the stability and longevity of my own country and its economy, while still supporting another country's. Hell yeah, get you some.
Get some pizza. get some za. You want some za?
No, I can't. I'm full, dude.
No, it's okay. I am full also, but it's so fucking good. Yeah. I love Domino's. This show brought to you by Domino's.
and Fort Loco.
and Fort Loco also.
But yeah, I like, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's, yeah, I think I pretty much said it. Like, it's just like funny. Like, I'm pro Ukraine. I believe we absolutely had an obligation and did the right thing by supporting them, sending aid and military equipment in the beginning. We need an end strategy to where we don't do this, because we can't financially, we can't do this forever. No. It's just logically, one, it's going to destroy us.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Yeah, America is already, like, financially in a fucking hole.
I don't know what the exact solution is, but I do know what it isn't.
I know what it is. $1 trillion more to Israel.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks.
That'll help. Thanks, Israel.
Thanks, Israel.
You owe me $7,000.
Yeah, for royalties.
Oh man. Okay. But yeah, no.
Yeah. Anyway, but so we did Ukraine for a bit, and we did some operations there. We were placed on the reconnaissance platoon. So we did a lot of, at that time it was kind of like Ukrainian lines, a whole swath of no man's land, and then the Russian lines, right? So that's like the zone between them, right? Little stalker reference there.
Yeah. Was this near the border, or was this in Ukraine proper?
Both.
Yeah.
But yes. Yeah, no. Okay, so no. This is more Ukraine proper. This would be the Donbass and Donetsk region. So technically, yes, Ukraine proper. But it wasn't, it was very close to pro-Russian held territory.
Yeah.
Sorry, I misread your question when you said it. So we would do excursions into the no man's land to conduct reconnaissance operations against Russian lines to hit them later, right? Yeah. As you do on a recce. One of the more interesting things is like in that no man's land, you still had residents who were like living their lives still, like refused to leave their homes. And so, like, man, I remember one time we were like trying to get to an objective building to set up a hide site to do Overwatch and like take pictures and do all that stuff. And we were like creeping through backyards, and we were like going through like 5 overground zombies. And that was a weird thing. Like everything was like not destroyed yet either. So there's like partially destroyed. Like sometimes there'd be more holes in walls and bullet holes and shit.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, a lot of buildings are still standing with like fully overgrown backyards like you'd see in like a zombie apocalypse. So you had this like zombie apocalypse scene of like, you know, head high grass growing in people's backyards and like, you know, just overgrown fauna everywhere and like blown out windows and stuff like an apocalypse. It was weird. But you'd be crawling, we like crept through and snuck through like 4 backyards, and then the next one it was like lived in and they were having a barbecue. So we had to like sneak around them and then go through the next abandoned yard and like, you know, or sometimes you get into a yard of a house of occupants and we like looking in the windows. I'm like, fuck, people live here. Like all their stuff's still inside. Like we got to keep moving before we get spotted. So it was like you got really good about being sneaky.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Right. So you don't
You ever get caught or?
No. Yeah. No. But we weren't stupid about it. And,
most people aren't looking for
Right. And well, the one thing a lot of people get, I would say amateur reconnaissance teams, primarily the Ukrainian conscripts and the Ukrainian army at the time, which were mostly like conscripts, largely untrained at the time.
Yeah.
They'd have reconnaissance teams, right? Yeah. But what these guys would do is they'd send them out, go out here and do reconnaissance. They'd go out there, and the first time they'd see somebody, they'd get into a firefight and then fuck off.
Oh, man.
It's totally counterproductive to gathering intelligence, and your whole goal is to just not engage, and you need to gather information for your commander, right? Yeah. That's the name of the game. Yeah. So, like, we did fairly well in that regard of, like, not
shooting at everything that moves.
Right.
A little bit. Yeah.
Like, there were times when we, like, bunker down, hid, and just let shit pass. Yeah. And then once it was passed, we kept moving on objective kind of thing. Yeah. So, which is hair raising in itself. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. I got a funny story from that. So we always knew, so we set up, we're in like an abandoned neighborhood on our side of the line, basically, but it's still kind of hairy. There's still like sniper avenues and shit. We found a house that was abandoned. And we took over the house, and then it had like a little garden / driveway yard, and then a little side house, like tool shed or deal. And then they always in the backyard, they had like one of those little cellars, right? Because they all have those for storage and shit, which make great mortar shelters. And you always see Russians hiding in them, and dudes coming up and brassing the fuck out of them, fragging them. Yeah. Now, I should say. So we're all in this little side house, crammed into this brick building. And we got a guy out on fire watch, and it's night, and we're watching like a movie on a laptop. And, we're not connected to the internet or anything, guys. So nobody freak out. We're doing bad signals. This guy had like a hard drive, right?
Yeah, he had a hard drive and like
you do on unemployment.
Yeah. Watching Zach and Miri make a porno.
Yeah. Something like that, right? Yeah. So, and so we're watching this movie, and we hear, and so you always knew when the pro-Russian separatists were manning gun lines, and when some real motherfuckers like Russian advisors had moved in to man an artillery ring. Yeah. Because when they were manning them, it would be like sporadic as fuck on the gunfire as far as the artillery goes. Yeah. It would land here, then one would land way over there, and it would be like all over the fucking place. Like they couldn't aim, and the cadence of their outgoing shells was slower, obviously. Yeah. Train gun line, a train gun team, would be like clockwork, right? Yeah. So we're sitting there and we're laying there in like our little sleeping rolls and watching this movie on the laptop. We're crowded on, and our machine gunner / either Swede or Finn was outside on fire watch, making sure we didn't get like killed in our sleep. Yeah. And we are boom. I'm like, woo, that was a good one. Boom. Oh. Boom. And it's like finally just boom, the building shook, and we're like, oh, we're like, whoa, and we're all like looking like, and we're all like that nervous,
That's
like
a trained gun team.
Yeah, we're like, and it's like walking in closer to us.
Yeah.
And like the building's shaking. And we're like all kind of staring at each other, like nervously. Nobody said anything. And suddenly the door just slams the fuck open and Kroll's comes in. He's got his PKM around his shoulders. He goes, you can all stay here and fucking die. I'm getting the fuck out of here. And he took off running down the street, like out the gate and then down the street, like jokingly.
Yeah.
But like, it was like the perfect tension break of like, you could all stay here and fucking die. I'm getting the fuck out of here. It's just like, it's like a full commitment to the gag. Like, took off running from the garden out the front gate and then like down the street a little ways. And we're all just like rolling and dying, laughing on the floor.
Yeah.
And like, and of course, and we never got hit, but like, it was just like the perfect.
Holy shit.
Like, anyway, just one of those silly moments in combat. I remember fondly. Like,
I remember we were talking about the movie Warfare, and you mentioned like some of the silly moments where it's like,
where it should be tense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that. Oh man.
Or just like coming in and just
mad dogging him.
Yeah.
Like shit like that where you're just fucking with people.
Yeah.
It's like, it's 100%. That was like the best moments of the movie for me.
Yeah.
Because those little moments of humanity and like humor in the middle of what should be a tense, stressful.
Really tense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't be tense 24/7. You can't be tense 100% of the time.
So, man, I had Firewatch one night on that same thing. And I remember I was fucking around on my phone, probably downloading porn or trying to or something of somebody's hotspot.
Yeah.
And I was leaning against that brick wall that was that building we were in with the door. And I remember out of nowhere in the dark, just like around, just like right past.
Right by your head?
Maybe not right by my head, but like fucking close, like point target close. And I was like, oh, I turned off my phone because I had a backlight, right? I turned on my phone. I clicked the off, the little power button.
Yeah. And
just walked over because it was like this. It was like here and then over there is like the house.
Yeah.
And I just walked across this space and like put my back up against that one, turned it back on and started downloading. Because I knew I could tell by where it came in into sound, it had come in like in an arc. So I knew if I put my back over that wall, I wasn't exposed anymore.
Yeah.
But
man, still.
Yeah. I was like, I remember doing that like, I was by myself too. Like no one else was around. Just one shot, and it was fucking close. I was like, "Whoa,
well,
that was
shit."
I was like, 100%. That was a sniper. Like at night.
Yeah.
Like probably saw the light on my phone.
Yeah.
I think I would say thermals and nods weren't as prevalent. They were still very present.
Yeah.
But
these days are really
prevalent. Yeah. But so I think it was mostly just the light on my phone.
Yeah.
Seeing it from way off and. I didn't realize how exposed I was, but it was like, I was like, oh, it wasn't really like, oh, fuck. It was more like ooh.
And at that point, you've been at war for a really long time when.
Yeah, you take them pretty casually. At a certain point, like a round zipping past you, it's like you've heard it enough times where it's just like, I don't know, I guess it's desensitized.
Yeah. Where
it's just like, well, it's not like you're hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so what are you going to do? Like, just don't stand there.
Yeah. Go over there. Continue to download porn.
Same shit. Different. Yeah. Like, I wasn't going to stop my daily routine.
Yeah.
Had to get the next video for later,
Yeah. What made you stop doing the professional soldiering thing? Like, we still go and train. We still like gear queer and all that. I know you're still about it. Well, what brought you back? There's a very real chance that without outside intervention, you would have just done this forever.
Yeah, 100%. No, I loved it. Yeah. I still love it. That's why I train. It's a way to stay connected to the guys who are about that culture and lifestyle. Yeah. And you can call it LARPing or whatever you want, but I don't see, why don't you join the military? I just see guys who want to. Yeah, well, and I hear that from guys of like towards civilians, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, or guys, I don't know. I mean, like, and I don't know everybody's story, but like for me, from my perspective, if you were about that culture and that craft, I like it, and I want to be around it and be part of it and help progress you, or maybe you can teach me things, and I just want to be surrounded by it.
Yeah. So
I will continue to do my LARP or whatever, and nerd out over gear and guns and stuff, and I was always about it. I 100% would have done that for the rest of my life, or at least run and gun until I'm dead kind of thing, which is fine. It would have been well, I say that like this. Had I still been the man I was when I started, that would have been a good life, well spent, good death.
Yeah.
Right? Died in a pile of brass, or, just died Valhalla, right?
Yeah.
But I met, my wife and kids and things like that. Suddenly, your priorities shift.
Yeah.
There are things more important that I cannot be selfish about now, and that's what it comes down to.
Of you.
Well, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I would be a total piece of shit if I pursued my own joys and wants and desires before the priority of my children's and the people who need me to do a different level of responsibility for them to enable their success in life.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to put aside the things you love and your dreams, and because and for me, it's worth it. I guess it depends on what you're doing.
Yeah.
But like to help them grow and do what they need to do in life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know what it is about this Four Loko. I don't really drink, like, at all.
Yeah.
But I've had a Miller Lite and a Four Loko, and I feel 4 shades to the fucking wind.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel a little warm. I feel pretty good though. I don't know if I'd have more of this, but I feel pretty good.
That's good. Yeah.
Pretty even keeled.
Well, you're white. I'm half white, and I did not get my.
You are a little red right now.
Yes. Oh man. There was a time when every time I recorded an episode of this fucking show, I drink White Claws beforehand to pregame because it was funny.
Yeah.
And also, I was just like nervous on.
Honestly, I like having at least like a beer.
Yeah.
Before, because it just loosens you up.
Yes, I agree.
As you don't come across so rigid. You're more natural in conversation.
Yeah.
So I get that.
But what would you suggest for people who like not necessarily want to LARP, but they get training value? Like, what would you suggest for the civilian prepared? I don't want to be reductive and be like join the army, but
I mean, I don't think there's anything.
It's kind of a loaded question. I apologize.
Sure, but I don't think I know it's like a controversial topic. I don't think there's anything wrong with still doing 4 years in the military.
Yeah,
I think it's still a great thing. I'm advocating for my son to do it and go to the Marine Corps because he's going to get, he's going to get access to the GI Bill for school. Yeah, he's going to get some world experience out of the small town. He's going to, learn some skills, interact with some people from, a little cultural diversity because you experience people from all over the country. And I think it's very healthy for a young man or woman to do. And you don't have to make that your life.
No, not at all.
But I think if you're not really looking to do that, or maybe you have something better going for you in life, and there's a real good reason. If you're on a full ride for an engineering degree and you've got a job lined up at some big company, why the fuck would you drop all that to go join the military?
Yeah,
I totally understand that. But maybe you still want to train and pursue that craft, but you have something that's a far smarter or responsible option going for you in life as far as your career path. Yeah. So that's kind of, I guess that kind of circles back to the point I was trying to make earlier. There are people that like, well, why don't you join the military? Like, well, maybe that's just not the right thing for that person.
Yeah, well, a lot of people just don't have the opportunity to, or they have other things going on in their life.
Right.
I respect all of it.
I respect more so that people just want to be prepared and trained, and that's be about how this country was founded, which is the citizen militia. Yeah. It wasn't the Continental Army that initially like rose up to fight the British. Necessarily. Yeah. It was predominantly a bunch of people who took up the arms they had to stand up for their country. And I think we should uphold that tradition and maintain a strong, quote unquote, citizen militia presence. Yeah. For people who want to get into it, I mean, honestly, I advocate, it's going to sound cliche and you can find this advice anywhere, but like get yourself, first and foremost, if you can, get yourself a concealed carry permit. If you don't require a concealed permit, then then you don't have to do that. But like if you have to, get yourself a concealed carry permit, get yourself a good quality sidearm or pistol, and go and shoot and practice and learn to be good at that and learn to carry comfortably, because you're going to make far bigger difference in your everyday life being a concealed carry holder who's prepared to protect yourself, your loved ones, and other citizens around you. And if we have a culture of people who carry daily and it's relatively normalized, then we have a very safe environment to live in.
I was going to say, we live in a state and a town where a lot of people carry. And God, when was the last murder, other than the big one that everyone knows about?
Yeah, right. Yeah. That never.
About 10 years.
But like, never. Yeah, like, dude.
Yeah, like I never have Amazon packages stolen. I never have, there's no robbery. There's very little violent crime. And other than the big one that everyone knows about,
right.
Yeah, the there's not really a lot. It's a very safe area.
Yeah.
I'm not like saying that there's a correlation, but there's a correlation. Fuck it. If you don't agree with me, eat shit.
There's definitely to some degree a correlation.
Yeah.
And I think that you can be the biggest asset you can by just being, one and do something that is the most likely thing to happen in your wheelhouse, right?
Yes.
Picking up a rifle to go fight the Russians and go full Wolverines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to say don't train for that, but I'm saying that's not
like
my
start
priorities. Priorities of work, right?
Yeah.
Start with a sidearm that you're going to carry regularly.
Yeah.
Learn to be responsible with that, comfortable with that, and proficient.
Yeah. A crackhead or like a crazy person in your local Rosars is a lot more likely than the Russians.
Or the UN, coming to confiscate all our guns or something, whatever, right? Any X, Y, or Z.
Para-dropping in. I was a child of Red Alert too.
Right. So that's my first thing. And then my next advice is then pick yourself up a good rifle. Yeah. Probably an AR-15 because it's the most predominant rifle in America. Yeah. The widest availability of parts and ammunition. Yeah. They're relatively affordable. Yeah. And then get some ammo and get some training on that.
Yeah. I was going to say, you can pick up a used Steg arms for like $500 now. The economy on the AR-15 has tanked. Right. You can get stuff used for nothing.
Right.
Like it's used good stuff. My next door neighbor bought a Steg, so Arrow. Yeah. It's OEM by Arrow. AR-15, 16-inch M-Lock, so-and-so, for $400 used. It is not difficult to get a good rifle.
Right.
But yeah, I agree. Sorry, can you?
No, that's kind of where I was going with that. It's just and then as you get into your wheelhouse, then start kind of figuring out what gear is important to you. Everybody wants to start with a belt. Yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was
just get a holster. All right, you have a regular belt. I think the battle belt is one of the most overrated things ever. And
this episode brought to you by Advanced Warfighting Solutions. AWS. They make good belts.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm sorry for all the manufacturers. I just don't know why that's always the first thing. Yeah. That people go to. Honestly, the next if we're talking the first thing in tactical gear, fucking plates, dude.
Yeah.
Get some armor.
And I see always the talk. It's like plates or a chest rig. It's like both, maybe. I don't know.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What do you
anticipate?
What do you anticipate, and how do you feel that you're prepared to do? Are you prepared? Let me ask you this: are you prepared to go by yourself and leave your family alone and go up to those mountains and be a guerrilla? Yeah. No, because I'm not. If I have to at a certain stage, maybe. Yeah. But for the most part,
I'm in and around my home. I'm in and around my community.
Or the most likely scenario is you're gonna have to hold the line somewhere.
Yeah.
And I will say this, shooting combat involves getting shot at.
Yes.
So armor makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So and sorry, I'm actually jumping. I'm putting the horse before the wagon.
No, you're totally okay. I love this shit. So.
I would say honestly, plate carrier.
Yeah.
Plate carrier, way to hold your ammo, get some armor in there. That's a great upgrade. But before any of that, get some fucking medical equipment and get some training on meds. Yeah. After the gun stuff, right?
Yeah, have a way to poke holes, have a way to plug holes.
Honestly, let's be real here. The responsible thing to do would be to get the medical and the med training before any of this shit. Yeah. But who the hell's going to do that? I'm not. Yeah. You know what I mean? Cool. It's not as cool. Really cool. It's not as cool. So I get it.
You can see my entertainment center over there.
Right. The responsible thing to do would be hey, what's the most likely? I'm going to need to render aid to somebody in a car wreck. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll have my Glock. God damn it. No. Before,
I've had defensive gun uses already, but I've only had to use my medical once. So.
Right. Yeah. So
but that being said, you're statistically more likely to have to use your medical thing.
Right.
I'm a sample size of one. Sorry, continue.
No, of course, but yeah, the medical tourniquets, get a good kit, get some training. It's actually relatively cheap. Yeah. To get a decent how to treat a blowout.
Yeah.
And I say for kit, plates and plate carrier.
Yeah.
If you really feel like you need a battle belt because you're going to war. Yeah. Get yourself a belt, I guess. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know.
I do like having a belt. But that's also primarily, it's I'm
going to tell you why I own one. Yeah. You've seen it. I own one.
You have a nice belt.
Yeah, it's a good one. I fucking hate it, and I hate battle belts.
Yeah?
Yeah, I hate them. Dude, you know how many fucking walls I've climbed over in urban environments, and battle belts are a pain in the ass?
That's fair. That's very fair.
The only things I've had to like when you go prone or like climb or they got into awkward positions and a belt sucks ass.
That's fair.
I fucking hate battle belts.
Yeah.
But they do hold a lot of shit and they do have a place.
They do. I've set mine up as kind of like it holds like 6 megs. Like it's set up to carry my shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
like
that being said, that makes sense.
Like literally I've like climbing over shit and doing weird things, getting in and out of vehicles, belts.
I have all of my.
Fuck you. Every time you're doing anything like that.
Everything that I own is on a Ridgeline drop. They're like $12 or something like that, and it helps the vehicle stuff so much.
And I guarantee you, there's going to be somebody in the comments. Oh, I fucking worn a belt to do vehicle training and blah blah. And I've done an obstacle course. I'm like, do that shit for like a full day. Yeah. Just come back to me when you've done it for like a full day and like a weird.
There's a reason I run suspenders.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, but that's more shit to get snagged.
Right. It's like, well, and there's a reason actually. So that's one thing I learned in Ukraine. Ukrainians were running battle belts, the big padded ones, and they always have those suspenders. They were doing that. It's kind of the British thing. Yeah. But like they were kind of doing it before it was cool. Yeah. And
that goes way back because one of my first pieces of kit ever I was issued was pattern 84 web belt. Like Vietnam style web gear. Yeah. And it was the same Y harness, same suspenders, same all that. I love that shit.
Yeah, I think the first one I had is what is it, the LS1 or LB1 or whatever, the one with the woodland with the holds like 8 mags. Yeah, and the two buckles and it runs an Alice in the bottom of it. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, actually very functional. Yeah, bit of kit. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, this is just my opinion, guys. I'm just like, I've had so many experiences of like a belt being just like the most cumbersome thing ever versus like having that freedom of waist movement.
No, you're absolutely right. Especially like
throwing your legs up and over stuff.
People overvalue handguns too.
Handguns suck ass. Yeah. Like I'm gonna say it. Handguns fucking suck.
Yeah. If you're in a situation
unless you can still carry.
Kit, yeah. And you're using your handgun, like you're pretty fucked.
Right. The only time a handgun is fucking useful is if I have to close width on somebody to detain them. Yeah. I'm climbing a ladder. Yeah. Or, some other weird thing.
Concealed carrying.
Concealed carrying, obviously, but like with kit. Yeah. Why the hell am I going to go to my handgun?
If you're already high vis, you're high vis. Like
somebody posed that question in the CQB course, like, well, in a confined space like this, should I just go to my handgun? I'm like, I don't know.
If I want to shoot someone, I want to shoot them with the rifle.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I understand the on paper, it briefs well. Yeah. Like, okay, it's a really confined space, so maybe I'll get up my handgun so I can. Yeah, but am I really, like, if I think I'm about to take contact in the room and get into a gunfight, do I really want to be holding this fucking little pea shooter or do I want to have my rifle? Yeah. So, like, at that stage, it's like, I don't know. Yeah. And I'm sorry I've been drinking. I'm going to get a little fucking hot take in here.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. For Loco coming back through me. Yeah. No, I like it. That's fucking why I'm asking this.
Right.
I see your little pea shooter right there, the fucking ramjet.
Yeah. Dude, I got the ramjet used for like $300.
Yeah, that's not bad.
For a Gen 5 ramjet,
Dude, I got a ramjet on Idaho Meats for $200.
Oh, fuck off.
Gen 5.
Damn, dude.
I have 3 ramjets now, and all of them were bought for like used for cheap.
I got 4.
Yeah, they're great. They work. I am not affiliated.
Are they expensive? They're expensive as shit, yes. Yeah. But I'll tell you why I pay the price. Yeah. Because they're the only compensator that I found to run reliably. Yeah. With most ammo, and I haven't found an ammo that it doesn't run with. Yeah. And I don't have to change the spring. I don't have to do any of that weird shit.
Yeah. I did have to change my spring, but I'm running an OZ9, so like it's tighter rail to gun, like rail to slide fitment.
Gotcha.
But that being said, too, it's important to note we are not sponsored by Radiant in any way. I'd be surprised if they know who the fuck I am. But yes, this is a ramjet house. So we're both ramjet house.
They're about to know who I am. No, I'm kidding.
You just like named the CEO's wife and social security number.
Just drop an address real quick. Yeah. Call him and tell him who sent you. Yeah. Just give the number.
My mind jumps to it. I know for a fact this has to be fake. But like it was an email it was a letter correspondence between just some crazy man and the CEO of Papagino's, like pizza, and the guy sends the CEO of Papagino's like it's increasingly escalating series of threats. Yeah, and the CEO of Papagino's is responding with like, how about I come over in the full Papagino's letterhead, like crack your fucking skull, you mook, like. And the very last letter from the random guy is just like a picture of his kid's bus and bus stop that's been censored. And the CEO of Papagena's just responds with a photo of Bud Dwyer and just like, I'm a fucking psycho, Bud. I will kill you. Nothing means anything. Life is temporary.
Jesus.
Supposedly retweeted by Tom Sterrett, the CEO of Papagena's. But all I know is I'm going to eat pizza there for the rest of my fucking life. I will go to the East Coast for that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
What were we talking about a second ago?
Oh, just kit in general, meds.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what I do.
Night vision.
Yeah, I mean, like on the far end of it, like nods are super cool. I love night vision.
Yeah, I was going to say you have a couple sets.
I do have a few sets, and I do really like it. Night vision was pretty cool in Ukraine. That was I would say that's a big stark contrast to like working with the Kurds.
Yeah.
So with the Kurds, it was like we had to bring our own kit. We had to, if you wanted a good plate carrier, not some Chinese crap. We had to bring stuff in, acquire guns from like the 1960s that were shitty AKs. In Ukraine, we went to a no shit supply officer and like armory and like got issued like nice AK-74s. And granted, I brought a few mods like the Ultimac rail for my AK and some optics and a Surefire light and stuff like that. But we got issued like suppressors and nods and high cut helmets, which was pretty cool. Which I'd say that's like the standard anymore. But at the time, we felt high speed as fuck, like getting issued high cut, with like running Peltors and crap.
Yeah,
and
you feel really high speed.
I mean, especially like in this is like 2017, like that shit wasn't like it wasn't in common use at all. So I was like, damn, dude, like we were the big times.
Yeah,
but like and then running nods was like cool. And it was interesting because we were still facing near peer threat at the time.
Yeah.
Like, because we were still encountering like Russian advisor teams, which are predominantly made up of Spetsnaz.
Yeah. Who
also have the same capabilities of night vision stuff.
Yeah. What you're talking about is making me think about it like a near peer threat. Someone else with night vision, someone else with rangefinders, someone else with IR aiming devices.
Right.
Like it might, it is very LARPy to think about, but I think it'd be very cool to be able to buy these things for hopefully what we're aiming for is really cheap.
We talk about the LARP, but like here's the thing. Like if you're not constantly thinking how you can be on the cutting edge of a fight, you're behind.
I agree.
And so if and when that day ever comes, you're going to be outclassed and outgunned immediately. Yeah. The likelihood of that is small, but again, it's like preparing with concealed carry. Like you carry every day of your life. How many gunfights you're going to get into?
Yeah, not very many, but if you do have to.
But then that 1%, like let me put it this way. Yeah. Like I've been concealed carrying since 2012.
Yeah.
I've been in one gunfight as a civilian. Yeah. And that's a fuck ton compared to the majority of the population.
Yes.
Or even the majority of people conceal carry daily. So it's like on that metric, but however, on that day, all the training and all the preparation was paramount.
It kicked in. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but I know your story. And training absolutely kicked in. Like if you weren't as trained as well as you were, there's a very real chance that would have gone a very different way.
Right. I mean, it was clearly a near peer fight, right?
Yeah.
To that point.
Yeah.
Like not like it was a guy prepared to fight and die that day. And basically, I mean, I'm not going to do all the details because you could probably look that up a little easier.
Yeah.
Essentially got into a self-defense shootout and some things led up to a point, but at the point where he engaged me, I started engaging, dumped him. What I found out later is he had also dumped his magazine in my general direction.
Yeah. Your training won.
Right.
It sucks to say, you were prepared and he was not.
But we both basically mag dumped at each other at the same time, and and luckily, apparently all my bullets hit, and obviously none of his did. So it's training and preparation. So on that, to the point is oh, what are you, paranoid? No, I'm prepared.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with the LARP and running that. For the day arrives is when my government is facing. If my country faces a near peer threat, not my government, if my country faces a near peer threat on any scale, and I need to pick up my guns from the mantle once again, throw my shit on, I want to be at a level that can compete.
Yes.
I want physically, God, I know it's harped on, but people don't take that shit seriously enough.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you got to be a super athlete, but
but you still shouldn't be 300 pounds sweating it. sweating over your keyboard on fucking Reddit.
If you got a fucking cry AVS and dual tubes or whatever, that ain't going to save you from like being a fat body who can't fucking perform under physically demanding conditions.
Yeah. So, something that I've always
and I'm not, sorry, I want to caveat that.
Go ahead.
Like, and if you're out of shape and you're working on it, hey, fucking good for you, brother.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Like, get some. Everybody's rooting for you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm rooting for you. Everybody who's part of that community is rooting for you to improve and get better.
Yeah.
But if you're not working on it and you're just buying the gear and you're just, you just shoot and you think that's enough, you're a fucking dipshit and you need to get your shit together. And that's not to say if you unfuck yourself right here now and tomorrow or whatever and you start working on yourself, you'll be welcomed with open arms.
Yeah.
Like, but just like, and nobody's asking you to be the next Olympian.
Yeah.
Just
like, don't be a liability.
Don't be a liability because other people's will be depending on you.
Yeah.
So take it like that. Don't do it for yourself. Do it for the man to your left and the right.
Yeah.
Or woman or whatever. Right.
No, I agree. Gosh, I had
especially right now where all your kids have brought home all that Halloween candy.
Oh,
trust me,
God, dude.
I'm part of the struggle.
Yeah, I was going to say I ate way more Reese and like Hershey white chocolate.
Oh, dude,
we had 0 trick or treaters this year, which is okay.
Yeah, so it's like you got it all. Still.
I got it all. I donated most of it, but I
gave out so much from our little trick or treater bowl, and then like my kids came home and they just had like brought it all back with their bags. I was like, damn it!
I was going to say like fucking trunk or treating is becoming such a real thing.
Yeah. We did both.
Yeah.
This year, like obviously, but it's like a 2-day, like one's on one day and then one's obviously Halloween.
I like that more, like having the option of doing both.
Yeah.
Like I remember going out as a 10-year-old doing it on my fucking own, dressed as Darth Vader.
Hell yeah.
But like I wish we lived in more of a high trust society. It's pretty high trust here where we are, right. But I won't dox. But
you hear people talk about it online, and I don't think people. Well, us having come from other places, where we understand the reality of it.
Come from a city.
If you grew up here, you wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
But like on the flip side of that, people who have never been or lived in an environment like ours, don't understand like that we don't have to worry about all those weird things.
Yeah.
Like I remember I brought my dog back. I had to fly the dog back when I picked it up.
Yeah.
As a puppy, and I had to fly through SeaTac. And I had to go through the airport, and they have the little puppy stations where they can pee and shit and stuff. And pee and shit, yeah. Both. And like a couple came out like, oh, cute dog or whatever. And they're like, and then the guy was like, make sure you get her chipped and like, and because they'll steal her. And I'm like, not where I live, but I didn't like tell him like, oh, okay. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, not where I live, dude.
Someone literally tried to steal my dog in the city that I lived in before.
Right.
Like, genuinely.
I get why those people say that, but it's like, they don't understand what it's like where I live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They have high trust.
Right.
Yeah. We a lot of people take for granted. I lived in a small city before, and, my family had a little terrier. Well, this motherfucker just drove up. Took his jacket out and tried to. He was just in the front yard. Just scoop him, put him in the back of his fucking car.
Oh, that's not to say. Also, I still chip my dog.
Yeah,
I still do all the things
because you never know. It's not
right. Yeah. Just like the concealed carry thing.
Yeah,
the likelihood is super low, but I'm still taking the correct preparations.
I have a fire extinguisher.
Right.
Yeah, it's that whole thing.
I think this ties all really back well to the LARPing thing and having gear and training. Like, we're not in the military. It's like, but I could be called up to defend my nation at any point. We are
all militia.
Right.
And according to the founding fathers, every able-bodied male, like every able-bodied person, I'd even say.
Right. In this day and age, absolutely. Equal rights, equal fights.
Yeah.
Like be ready. Like, you may have to defend something. Especially in these wild times.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anything. There's no tongue in cheek. There's no, we gotta combat the liberals, or or the crazy
we
MAGA
gotta fight the green hair,
or the crazy MAGA fascist or whatever. Yeah. I belong to no camp. I am an American.
Yeah.
And I believe in what this country started as.
Yeah.
And we are one people, with liberty and justice for all,
united under God. Yeah,
right. So, like, we need to find that first and foremost, community again, and
community and like a tight knit,
right?
Sort of. And I love where we are for that.
Yes, absolutely. but that's to my whole point. Like you should like it's just another level of preparedness.
Yeah.
And at the very and you don't have to be at the very tippy top of like I got a fucking ops core and dual tube or panos or whatever.
Yeah, I'll take the dude with the PSA that is squared away.
Yeah, absolutely.
The guy with Geisley who's not.
Well, and to that,
I do like Geisley.
To that point, I literally was part of a war where everybody had like crummy 1960s, 1950s AKs.
Yeah,
and we kicked their fucking asses.
Yeah,
like it is not
it's tactics.
It's not the hardware. Yeah,
the software.
Right.
Which, speaking of hardware, plug for my friend here. Dark Industries at darkindustries.com. If this goes up on Sunday, I know Joe, the owner, is going to be having a very, very big Black Friday sale. So if y'all are thinking about night vision and want to get into it from someone who's actually cool, actually trustworthy, and won't fuck you over, Dark Industries is where I do all of my night vision business. This is not paid in any way. I just fucking love that dude. We were talking earlier.
You know what? I'm just gonna say, I bought my one of my first thermal binoculars, which was the Armasight Sidekick 640 when that came out from Dark, and very happy with the purchase.
Yeah,
great communication from the guys over there or the guy over there.
Yeah.
And anyway, so there's one more satisfied customer.
Yeah, he doesn't even know I'm running this spot. I just love that guy.
Also, if he wants to sponsor me, maybe I could be convinced to take one of his things to a war and like wear a T-shirt.
Yes, go to Myanmar. Be the one person there.
Yeah, dude. I'll totally go to Myanmar with some nods and wear a T-shirt that says Dark.
I'll join you. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But yes, that is darqindustries.com. I don't know what his sale is going to be. I just know it happens every year. I know Black Friday's in a couple of days, so I figure I'm going to show you out, Joe, because you was a homie.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm just saying, can you imagine like standing in the jungle, be like this near ambush brought to you by Dark Industries. This L shape is brought to you by
Dark Industries. But I love that dude. And yes, if you don't have night vision, you're going to die. If you don't have night vision, you will get killed by a crackhead. Buy night vision. Consume the product. But in all seriousness, it lets you see at night, and that's pretty cool.
Dude, night vision is freaking sweet. However, follow this one simple trick. Night vision users hate him for this or whatever. If you buy one of those big ass flashlights from Home Depot, the one that looks like a megaphone. Oh yeah, that actually defeats night vision pretty well.
Yeah, they I don't know, auto gating, lapse in auto gating. But that being said, you've got the same tubes that I do.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, they shoestring like a motherfucker if they see car headlights. So maybe there's efficacy to that.
No, realistically though, if you don't own night vision, you stay out of the dark.
Yeah.
Like it's a great way to like get popped in an actual conflict.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Afghanistan. Like I saw a bunch of videos out of Afghanistan of like dudes with thermals Taliban attacking A&A outposts with thermal optics, and it was sad. It actually made me sad to watch.
Wait, the Taliban had the thermals?
Yes. I think they had captured like ATN scopes. And it
just popping guys?
Yeah. It was sad to watch. It actually kind of fucked me up. Like modern warfare scares the shit out of me.
It's fucking dark, man.
Thermal and drones and all of that. Like I don't know.
Well, it just takes solace that it'll be quick.
Yeah, be quick. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Because
it's I mean, not to get too dark, but it's better than getting captured and having your head cut off on the internet.
Yeah, upload it on a Sony DSLR to or just someone's fucking like iPhone 10. No, I don't want to be a live leak video.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, I when I was in Kurdistan, I had like guys who because this was still fresh when the ISIS like took sections, and then they finally Kurds came to pushback. But they like one guy came up and he like had a video of his friend like getting like
that's awful,
like sliced basically, and he was rather nonchalant about it, but he was like, look, and he was like his mouth was like still moving.
Fuck.
And he was like, and I'm like, man, it just made me think about it. Like, fuck, dude, are you still alive for a little bit?
Yeah,
brain still firing.
Yeah, because there's a lot of like talk through history about dudes who were guillotined
Yeah.
And how the mouth will still continue and like the eyes will look around for a minute.
Right.
Like you're still getting electrical impulses. You're still getting.
Like, has the brain died yet?
Yeah, I assume no. It's like
right. Pretty wild.
Like cases of dudes getting guillotined, and they will like make direct eye contact with people and like continue to blink and whatnot for a little bit.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, it scares the shit out of me.
Does scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, but like.
So, I don't know. We're kind of at the 2-hour mark, but I got like so many like things. I guess
we're going to do an episode too. I hope.
Yeah, we will.
Like, I'm forcing you. I know where you live, motherfucker.
Like, just shows up at the front door with a mic.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's time.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah,
he's outside.
Yeah.
So, I got like. Yeah. Well, I suppose tune in for episode 2 because we can do combat stories, little tips and tricks.
Yeah,
like I'll tell you about like our anti-capture countermeasures that we did.
It's just like strap a claymore to your chest.
Not quite, but we had some things that we were all like talked about and prepared to do, and like I was going
to say, if you're getting captured by ISIS, like
we always knew the reality of it, so everybody carried a bullet. Yeah, and like some people wore it around their necks. Some people, if you ever see pictures of guys who have it's stuck on a 249 or a 240 link to an AK barrel, and it's just by itself.
That's interesting.
Because there's pictures of it floating around there, and I've seen people on Reddit be like, well, what's that fucking for? A reload? And it's like, no, that's his magic bullet, dude. Yeah. And they didn't, like, nobody knew. Yeah. And I'm like, no, that's because he would keep a spare clapped to his barrel, which is not the best spot. I never did that.
Yeah. But that being said,
I knew what it was for, and it's so he could rip that off and manual load it in the chamber and smoke himself. As one last round.
Yeah, better to go that way than like have your head sawed off as a propaganda piece.
Yeah, and I prefer the F1 grenade method. Yeah, just take a couple of those with me, wait for me to get close, and then So I always had like 2 grenades in my cargo pockets, like one in each. Because then it's just like I always carried them in the chow hall too. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But like just having frag grenades.
Brought those to the bar.
Yeah. I know. I never brought those, but that's the whole thing. But like, it wasn't that particularly dangerous out in town. Yeah, you got to think like every life goes on in a lot of places. But like, I always kept my spare bullet. Yeah. Besides all that, I kept the spare bullet in my cargo pocket. Yeah, and because But anyway, if you have me back on, we can definitely do another episode.
I would like that. Well, you know where I live also, so the chances of this happening in the next little bit are very high. Yeah, we also see each other a fair amount. So,
right.
Yeah. But I'll get more Four Locos for next time at the one gas station in insert place that has Four Loco.
BR, edit that.
Yes, thank you, BR and or Evan. I don't know which one of you is going to be editing this. Probably Evan.
Just the Four Loco and just like the big beep.
Anyways, our finishing notes. 2 things. One, I'd like a good piece of media from you. It can be a book, it can be a movie, it can be a fucking song for all I care. Ooh. And the second is a piece of dad advice.
Oh, man, I got one for you. So my favorite book so far is Rules for a Night.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke. Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I loved that.
It's fantastic. Yeah. It's just rules to being an upstanding good dude.
Yeah. I love Ethan Hawke, man.
Yeah, he seems like great. A solid individual. Yeah. And piece of dad advice. I mean, like, dude, there's so many, and I guess I'll skip the obvious ones, but like, you know what? Maybe I'll go a little deep with it. I was gonna say, never miss a dad joke, because the amount of times my kid goes, "Dad, I'm thirsty," I'm like, "Hey, thirsty, I'm Daddy," and they're like, "Oh, never miss one." Yeah. However, my real advice is like, especially if you're a new parent or you're gonna be, or like, don't take for granted those little moments of when you're just messing around with your little, your 1-year-old on the couch and giggling and doing, and it seems mundane, or all these little moments of just like playing and enjoying the time with them. Yeah. And don't skip them to do other things. Like, oh, your friend's online and wants to run a game real quick. Yeah. Like, I'm telling you, because they're just gone. And it's like, man, I wish I had done. Wind. Yeah, and I wish I had done more of that. And I think no matter what you do, you're always going to wish you had more moments. You know what I mean? I don't think there's ever like, no matter what, it'll never be enough. Yeah. But I'm just saying it from that perspective. Like, get as much while you can when you can. Yeah. And even when it's like, it's like, oh, I got to take my kid my 4-year-old trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I got to walk around the neighborhood and I got work tomorrow and it's whatever. It's like, do not try to scam out. Like, don't pawn your wife off on that or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying that specifically. I'm just using an example. Like, don't embrace those moments. Do embrace those moments because they only happen once and you will miss them.
Yeah.
So that's my.
I like that. I like that a lot.
That's my. But Rules for a Night is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked that out, it's pretty cheap. I think it's like $15 on Amazon.
I got my copy for like 10.
Yeah. I highly recommend the hard copy.
Yeah.
It's a very nice little kind of like. It's like toilet read size, but like honestly, it's more like for me like a bedtime read, or I'll read a chapter because they're kind of short when you have downtime.
Yeah.
And like you could reread it countless times, and to fully grasp all the values and lessons in that book.
Yeah.
And it's not very big or thick. It's not overly complex. It's just like it's little things that really drive the point home that warrant a deeper thought.
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. For my dad advice, buy used. If something's worth buying new, depending what, obviously, maybe like not. Like this is very dependent, but I'm talking specifically
diapers.
Like gear. Yeah, maybe not diapers. Maybe not diapers.
Sorry.
No, you're okay. Like used underwear, used so and so. Like in terms of like guns and gear specifically, if it's worth buying new, it's probably worth buying used.
Yep.
Like you go to Black Sheep Outdoors right now and buy an RMR for $650, or you could go online and get one for $4.
Right.
And those guns will last longer than you can put rounds through. Like
that's a big one with sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No, please.
But like you're with used guns.
Yeah.
Because I see it a lot. People are like, oh, do I really want to use one? I'm like, dude, it's not broken.
Yeah, it's broken It's not broken.
Firearms are built to last like a long time.
Yeah,
so
anything that I'm buying is something that I can put 10,000 rounds through and then give to my kid.
Right.
Like
easily.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like anything that's built for you to spend money on won't depreciate with some light use. And let's be real, 99% of gun owners don't shoot their guns enough for it to fucking matter anyway.
Right.
So, but yeah, anyways, Kurt, I realize we didn't really get into SOFREP at all, but whatever, who gives a fuck? We'll get into that in episode 2 if you want.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, well, real quick. So anyway, I at some point in between there in Kurdistan and everything, I started writing for SOFREP. The articles are still out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably all shit because I was in my 20s and thought I had the world figured out. And,
I don't know. You're pretty eloquent.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, your worldview changes, perspectives change. So don't take it with a grain of salt. I wrote it all a long time ago. Yeah. But anyway, I can talk about that on the next episode. Yeah. So come back for more. Yeah.
Do you have a social media? Do you want to show yourself, or are you keeping this?
I do.
You're pretty OPSEC conscious. So.
Yeah, I don't have. I don't have a social media. I'm not in the limelight. I mean, it's not like you could still find old stuff, but I live a quiet life now, surrounded by a close circle of trusted friends, and just hang out and family man and go about my life in what I strive. I strive for a humble existence at this stage of my life. So
I like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you, Kurt, for coming on.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, we'll do this again.
It's a pleasure.
Definitely. And probably go shooting sooner than later. Before now, it gets dark at fucking 5 p.m.
Oh man, this is good night vision weather.
Yeah, night vision weather. Dark Industries.
DarkIndustries.com.
This episode brought to you by Dark Industries. Use code ArdenWar10 for nothing because he doesn't have a code actually. Okay, I love you all. Okay, bye.